There we go. Okay, we're back. Look at that. We missed nothing.
We just barely caught the start of game 2.
Barely caught it. Yeah. Barely caught it.
Falcon.
Okay.
YouTube up too?
The mess. This is looking real familiar.
Give me a minute. I'm not going to worry about cards for a minute.
Okay.
Let's make sure this is all working.
Curtis played a Falcon.
Now the fun thing about YouTube is that when it comes back up, it doesn't come back to the same link. So now it's a completely different link because YouTube.
That's YouTube.
Yep.
I will attack your base for 2 and do 2 indirect damage.
Yep, 4 to base. Yeah, 3 to base.
The problem is I think now my chat is connected to the wrong place.
Yeah, smart play. Chris Bazined here. That's a smart play.
I'm going to let you call the game for a minute while I work on some tech crap.
Got rid of the Falcon. Okay.
Draw.
And Chris claimed, and we're going on to the next phase.
Good. We'll put down there.
Oh, I think maybe Curtis has initiative.
Let's just throw Han on the Falcon.
There we go. New set Han going to the Falcon. There we go. Now Chris claimed. Sorry, I was in action behind.
Let's see. Did not Han that time. Gotta keep my stuff. Sweet.
Okay, I have to get my chat reconnected somehow. I have an idea.
Wes is still working on getting everything back up for you guys. Just give him a few minutes. He'll get there.
Keep commentating the game while I work here.
All right. There's no tech on the board.
Yeah. 1 damage and exhaust.
You got it.
Okay, we're good. Chat is still connected to everything it should be connected to. Okay,
so
there we go.
Played an IG to deal 1 damage and attack the Falcon. Oh, they're putting a second pilot.
We're loading this Falcon up, ladies and gentlemen. That feels like a very bold play against an exhausting Django deck.
But it got him more cards.
It did get him more cards.
So
your base and 2 indirect damage.
Yeah. Up to
what he really needs is.
Another 4, so 8.
I think he's probably looking for a like a tech.
Go.
Okay, here we go. Sorry, stuff going off camera right now. Okay, he's going to activate Han. Get another resource. Probably try to play either the Falcon or Bodhi out of his hand.
Okay, sorry about that.
Out of resources. He's going to do 1 to base.
Okay, let's get caught up. We got 9 damage on left, 3 damage on right. Okay, nothing's changed. There we go.
Not much. Bodhi, right?
Bodhi.
Yeah, Bodhi.
All right, let's get back into the rhythm.
Oh, bye, Triple Dark Raid.
Ooh, yeah, I think that TDR is going away.
Yeah. Oh, that will not increase our TDR counter.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, guys, please stop giving me earthquakes. I get nervous when they start trying to knock over all my video equipment. That was not an earthquake, ladies and gentlemen. That was a judge.
That was just a judge, yeah.
That was just a floor judge.
I'm just glad it's not Ian's foot. It's the judge's foot.
Oh, man.
Chris has initiative. There's no tech on the board, so I'm not stressed about throwing Django down right away.
There we go. Got it. Okay.
What really cost Chris in game 1 is that he took out the Falcon.
That Falcon
in the air
instead of the tech.
Instead of the tech.
The tech
and
absolutely
that allowed him to get
slowed
tech
him down
DJ.
for sure. The tech DJ play definitely
really
bought Curtis some big time.
You got to get Django on the board. Without Django on the board, it's harder.
Even with the War Jug, Curtis was able to sneak past it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Django. You've got to be quick enough to hold the initiative against him so the tapping mechanics don't completely ruin your entire turn.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to get something out of it before your entire board goes down.
Play first.
Surprise strike into here and exhaust.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
My Falcon.
He's probably going to get Tarkined, I'm betting.
That's fair. He deserves it.
Let's look at this Falcon real quick.
How much
That
health
is
does it
a
have?
4/9 health Falcon with 7 damage on it.
Okay. Doing Hans to get him out this turn.
Resources first. That means I want it to be that one. Yeah.
Django's coming out.
Django. Surprise strike. Bodhi surprise strike doesn't get there.
No. That's the
Oh,
problem
that's
with
too
Django. He's got
bad.
too much stinking health.
Yeah. Okay. Pride's a good choice.
Yep.
It's a good choice.
Keeps Bodhi on the field. Gives him
Yeah.
something else to threaten.
I mean, and it's, he's got initiative, so it's no indirect damage this turn.
3 damage to your base.
3 to base.
Chris, going base. Why wouldn't you?
I mean,
Let's see that.
that's how. That is the win condition after all.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
One doesn't go over there.
Yeah, the Falcon. If the Falcon is allowed to swing, it hits very hard. But the Tarkin Town hasn't been used. You can almost guarantee that's going to be one of Chris's actions before his turn is over.
5. I think he's thinking about.
What would he have in there for 5?
The only thing I could think of is Cantina Bouncer, but you don't want to bounce something.
You want
do
to bounce Sabine. He's going to do it. Okay. That feels a little suboptimal.
I think what he's doing is he's kind of daring him to play it again so that he can get a different card in his hand.
You think so? Oh, because it would discard it.
Yeah, he doesn't like his hand. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh, and he's basically saying, you can let me have it, or you can let me have something
have
else.
it, or you can give me something else, and he wants something else.
You think so? That's a very 3D chess style play you're calling over there, Ian.
I mean, why? What else is the reason? Because next turn he could have just traded it off with his Bodhi.
Okay.
Flip on.
Chad also pointing out he doesn't have. This card is not a required. He's not required to discard.
Yeah,
with
he
Sabine.
doesn't have to.
Yeah, he could just look at it and say, "No, you're fine."
Yeah, you can keep the surprise strike, but
Yeah.
he let him have it, or he let him discard it. So
4 to base.
don't forget your resource.
Ability.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep,
Chris.
he remembered that time.
Spark of Rebellion.
Yeah, there you
Spark
go.
him. Oh wow!
Bye-bye, War Juggernaut.
I think you got to get rid of the jug here.
bye-byes.
Yeah, for sure.
Bye-bye. Ooh, that really changes things now because at best
He
he's going to
didn't-
get
Well, he's
the
still.
Falcon,
Well, I was going to
and
say,
he's going to leave everything on the ground open.
yeah, he can't. Unless he drew into another jug, which is possible.
Yes, because he would be playing
He
three
would be
of
playing
them.
3. Unless he drew into another one, the ground arena is going to be a big problem for Chris this round. The Raider that we know he has will be able to clear the space arena for
Yeah.
him.
Ready?
Ready.
I do 2,000.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
1,
2, 3.
3.
That's almost as good as the War Jug.
Yeah.
Damage. Dead. And Han.
And Han. Okay. This is a drop.
Yep. Surprise strike for 6 at base.
Okay.
6 to base.
7 plus 6 is 13.
13.
Yep, 13 damage on now for
He
Chris.
can't get Django, so you might as well go base.
I mean, Han's out of cards, and unless he's got something worth smuggling, he has nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
what's he going to smuggle? He could smuggle tech.
He could smuggle tech.
He
if
could
he's got
smuggle
a tech
tech.
in there. He's going to go 3 to base.
Yep.
Yeah, go to base.
We know he's got the techs. He has nothing to put a
Playing
blaster on.
aggressive, Chris, got you here. That's what Django does. Don't
You know what? I almost
trade
think.
off units right now.
You know what I love about Chris? He's almost. I think what he's doing. What are we doing? We're going to smuggle.
Tech.
No, not for 3 resources. That looks like a blaster.
Put a gun on old Han boy over
Okay.
here.
Yep. He's just going to smuggle the blaster.
Pre-prepping.
Yep. Just that way when he takes initiative.
Yeah, but if I'm Chris here, I take initiative.
I mean, you're going to give it up 1
What's
damage.
1 damage?
Yeah, you're only
What
giving up
is
1 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, see, smart.
That move basically forces Chris's hand,
yeah.
I think.
Ooh, and a surprise
Oop,
strike
wrong one.
and a sneak attack. Chris can close this out.
Sneak
If
attack
he does this
with the
right, he
Raider.
can close this out. He doesn't need to resource. If he counts it right, I don't think that's needed resource, right? Sneak attack is how much?
Sneak attack costs, I believe it costs 3
And then
or
he
2.
can, and he has to pay
remember.
1 more for
Let's
it.
look.
Right?
Let's cheat.
And then he has to pay 1 more for it.
I can cheat. It costs 2. And the unit you play costs 3 less.
Costs 3 less. So no, he'd have to play a resource. He couldn't play all 3 cards.
Well, you say that, chat, but chat's saying you're talking about he's going to get smashed by this Falcon. Not necessarily. Remember, the Falcon has
No,
one.
all he
Falcon
has
has
to do
1
is
health and
ping.
Jango's on the button.
If he plays the Raider, he can ping it again.
Yeah, if he plays the Raider, he can murder
and
the
this
Falcon.
time it dies, right?
Yep.
And then he's just got Han and the Cantina Bouncer.
Chris is still making resourcing decisions.
Okay, he's going to
I
resource.
think he resourced the surprise strike.
Well, you got it's that or the sneak attack.
We have all the time in the world. I just didn't realize we were still at that point. You're totally good.
Yes, he kept the sneak attack and the Raider.
Yeah, you want to sneak attack out Raider because you
Yes.
want to change the 6 to 4, right? You're not really
So
worried
do you-
about attacking the Raider. You want the double attack, double ping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He can't. Well, yeah, because you're going to get the win in, win played and win defeated on the same round.
Yeah, on the same round.
You're going to get 4 to base on the same round on the round for sure, plus 4 direct. He's going to just target the Falcon to be done with it. Yep.
Yeah, he's going to do
Okay.
it.
I've kind of been surprised he's been waiting on that, but
Well,
now
he's been pinging it till this point.
there hasn't been a pressing
Yeah.
need. He's always had an answer for it.
And he's uncertain whether he wants to play the Raiders straight up or what he wants to sneak
I mean, if
it
you're
out.
Curtis, I think you swing 6 to base here, don't you? Oh, he's going to put another blaster on Han, go 8 to base.
Oh! Pow!
Han with a gun in each hand, ladies and gentlemen.
8 to
Double
base.
fisting it over here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 HP remaining for Chris.
Ooh, a sneak attack wins this, and he can't kill Cantina Bouncer right now.
Nope, Cantina Bouncer's got too much health. He resourced the sneak attack that would allow him to clear it. It's a question of what's in Curtis's hand, and I couldn't begin to tell you.
Ooh. Playing the Raiders.
Or he might yet still have the 3rd blaster in his resource row.
I didn't know you were allowed to look at your opponent's discard pile.
100%.
Oh.
That's public information.
Oh.
I love chat. Chat says Han shot twice. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Han shot twice.
That he did.
1 card in Curtis's hand. I have no idea what it is. He's one of those players that holds his hand just off camera so we can't see it.
I'm not a very good poker player or hiding my emotions. But if I had a sneak attack in my hand, my face would be grinning ear to ear right now.
You are a terrible poker player.
Yeah, terrible.
You're terrible.
Horrible. Horrible.
But thank you for double checking because somebody already made that mistake once. Somebody did it.
The nice thing about these top 8 matches, I feel like, is that you're able to kind of take a breath, right? You've got enough time on the clock. You don't have
Sneak
to go
attack
crazy.
The Raider.
Exhausting 2 to your base.
Yep,
Yeah.
there we go.
Smart.
Okay. 2 and 2.
2 to space. 2 here.
How does he clear Han, though?
That I don't have an answer for, my friend.
Well, how much health does Han have? 6, right?
6 HP
3,
with 1
4,
damage.
5, 6. If he
wrong
sacrifices
side of the
his
board.
entire ground.
There we go. Sneak attack into a Raider.
Commandeer the Ruthless Raider.
Oh! What a play. What a play, ladies and gentlemen.
That was so cruel.
They can hear
and
us
that
now,
is
by
it,
the way.
yeah.
They can absolutely hear you when you do that.
Yeah,
Just
I
let
don't
you
care.
know.
I don't care. That was a great play.
That was a great play. That was a great play. He's all he can do. He has
Yeah.
to smash into it and exhaust
But
it.
he gets the when defeated.
Whoever has initiative
Sorry, 3
gets to
damage.
choose.
Okay, then I'll take initiative.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you have nothing better to do
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
So
I'm
it's all right.
fine.
Good game, sir.
What
Oh,
a match.
Wow.
The Commandeer from
If that
the
doesn't make some decks
from
now,
the top rope,
that-
ladies and gentlemen.
if that doesn't make decks now, nothing will. What a
Commandeer, you know what? I
great
remember
play.
I remember reading that card when it was first spoiled and thinking, "Huh, that seems like it's pretty good." And having seen some of the plays out of it this weekend, I think I
It's a
think
fun card.
I think that is a really, really good
I really
card
want to
for
build
sure.
a Palp yellow deck that has Traitorous, Clone,
Yeah.
Commandeer, and you're just smacking them with all of their stuff.
Yeah.
And really don't play a whole lot of units in the deck.
Yeah.
Just kind of kill them with theirs.
Commandeer 100% a
That
Palp yellow
pirated
card confirmed.
Starfighter.
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
There's a lot of ways to
I could see
steal
it.
your opponent's card.
I could see. GG to both players, ladies and gentlemen, but Curtis Sorensen of Utah is going to be moving on to our semifinal round here
So
at the Denver
most
SQ.
now, we are now down to, as far as I understand,
Okay, I'm gonna hang on a second. Let's come back. Let's
they're
come.
really
These guys
loud.
are done. Let's come back to us for a minute. There we go. All right, go for it.
Can you get the floor noise out? It's really loud in my ear.
Yeah, hold on a minute. Let me figure out how to do that. I can just do that. There you go.
So that's one Django taken out of the field now.
Mm-hmm.
So now, at most, there's 3 left.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a Django mirror match?
There was at least one Django mirror match, an absolute minimum. Let me find it in Melee.
Is everyone
Let's
else
have a
still
peek.
playing?
Hang on a minute.
Can't see.
I need matches in quarterfinals. Oh, they're not actually. Okay, they're just doing bracket style. The actual quarterfinals are not showing up in Melee, which is a little interesting to me.
Okay.
I'm not sure why they're doing that, but that's where we are. Okay, so fair enough. I'm guessing the other match on stream, that one, yep, that's Steve. He's still going.
Well, Steve's matches are going to go a while.
I mean, that's just the nature of that deck.
That's the nature of his deck.
And they've got 40-ish minutes on the timer.
Plenty of time.
For sure.
Plenty of time.
For sure.
Do you have their little bracket they made?
I have our bracket that I made.
Okay. Yeah, that you made.
So let's do a couple of things here. We know now that
we got a victor in it.
Bracket results going this way. That means we were at the bottom of the bracket, which means now
who's going to be really upset is Michael's going to go back and watch some of this stream, and he's going to be really upset that
he didn't
brought
play Han
Leia
1
instead of his Han.
Mm-hmm.
Michael is one of our local guys in Houston, and he is a fantastic Han player.
All right, so if I push this button, let's make sure that, there we go. So that bracket is accurate as far as we know it to be because we don't know any of the other game results just yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so we know Curtis and his Han 1 deck is moving on. In fact, I'll even go so far as to do this. Let's see if that fits.
I don't know what we're doing, but it sounds great.
No, it's too long.
A little long. A little long.
It's okay.
We'll
just do this.
I mean, that commandeer was fantastic. Like,
commandeer from the top rope, baby.
Yeah.
Commandeer from the top rope.
Yeah. I won some games by treaderessing like a large unit or like a unit that's been like beefed with an upgrade.
Right.
And that feels great, but that had to feel fantastic.
Yep.
Like,
Chat says Luke match is going to game 3. Now, I would love to cast. Let me pop over to. I'm gonna pop over to Discord for a minute. Yep. Okay, they took care of some things. There we go. Okay. Yep, we do have a beautiful. Yep, there we go. Beautiful bracket here.
Okay, so 2 Djangos are going to be out of the field now. At least 2 Djangos are going to come out of the field.
Well, you just lost one.
Yeah.
Right. In fact,
what graphic you had.
You know what? Let's be even
match.
cleverer, ladies and gentlemen. So we know Chris's 3 seed was a Django, and he's out.
Yeah.
Solid play. We got to watch him yesterday. Let's see. We know Steve is on Luke. I'm sorry, I just did that one.
Judges are coming over.
That's all right. We'll be
too
okay.
loud with my reaction.
Oh, you'll be fine. Okay. Okay, brilliant. Okay, love it. Okay, so that's a semifinal match? Oh.
And you want to start?
Okay.
Oh, wow. We're going to roll right into a semifinal match.
Works. Yeah, sure. Why
Let's
not?
do it.
My preference is just keep things rolling.
I love it.
Why wait? Why wait?
We're ready.
Okay, I'm in. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hang on. Kid, I need who won those again exactly? You're in the top half of the bracket, right?
Not quite. I have one.
Yeah, no. So I'm saying, so over here. Okay, Micah and Matt, got it. Okay, perfect. Give me a few minutes then, and we'll get updated.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay.
Ooh, we're going to start our semifinal.
We're going to go.
Right away.
We're apparently going straight into a semifinals match.
She's getting rolling right away.
We
She's
are
gonna
not
try to get
messing
this
around over here.
Ooh, we could grab a lunch, Les.
I mean, maybe it's only 1:10, and we're almost to the semifinals. Like, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I mean, for us anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to need a few minutes here to update some bracket-y things. We know now.
Oh yeah, Curtis, don't even change seats. We won't have to change anything. That's fantastic.
Well, no, we're not. No, we won't be calling Curtis again, though.
Yeah, that's the match we're going to see.
No, we're not. We're going to see. We're now going to the top half of the bracket. So,
okay.
Micah was our 1 seed.
Okay.
And he's on Django. So we're seeing a Django. This might actually be Django mirror match. I got to go look. I don't remember what everybody was playing.
All right. Well, let me go get where they're from and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, do that. And then I need to, let's see. And then it was, I believe they said it was Matt. 1845 should have played. Yes. So this is going to be a Django mirror match. The match we have been studiously avoiding all weekend, Ian, is finally here. Yeah, here, borrow that. Borrow that. That one likes to die. I'll fix it before we deploy again. All right. Matt was the 5 seed.
Who is it, Matt versus?
Matt versus Micah. Okay, so we have at least 2 Djangos in the top 4. This is going to be a Django mirror match. Djangos will be able to cannibalize each other. And the Luke Dead Vault match is still being played on the other stream. So I know, right? He's got a very food obsession, but I don't know what to tell you guys. Okay, so if I come back to here, let's make sure I've got this programmed correctly. No, not that one. This one. There. Yes, that's correct. Okay. I'll go back and finish populating out the rest of it later. But yeah, Micah and Matt is the match that we are about to go see. So let me do some prep work here. Haha, we got to start putting people's names in. I'm not sure who's sitting where. I'll have to figure all that out when the time comes. I can do leaders. We know at a minimum they're both Django. Now I think one of these guys is 30 health base. Micah and Matt. They're both on Tarkentown. So literally the Django Tarkentown mirror match. So we can program this in. Django Tarkentown. And Django Tarkentown was already programmed to the other side of the screen, so that's easy. All right. Let's move this out of the way. There we go. Now, with them both playing the identical deck, I literally am going to have to get somebody to tell me who is who. And oh my God, they're moving my camera again. All right, guys, listen. Give me a few minutes. We've got to go make some adjustments before we start this off, okay? We'll be right back. Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Now, you were saying about deck lists.
Oh, yeah. So this is why we get to show you the deck lists is because the players, as you can see right now.
They can't see. But right now the players are sitting there reading each other's deck lists.
Yeah, they're reading each other's deck lists right now, and they're staring them at them. we have our first Django mirror match. So
Mm-hmm.
Wes and I were debating whether they're looking at the same deck. So let's take a look.
Why don't we
at
find
their
out?
decks.
So
Let's see
on the
the
left-hand side of
differences.
your screen, this is going to be Matt. Matt is our 5 seed.
Mm-hmm.
This is his Django Tarkentown, and I'll throw it over there for you, Ian. Give me a moment. I need to do
Oh, take your time.
that button. There you go.
Okay.
What? I mean, this looks fairly standard. The Chemogil is a little interesting. I'm not used to seeing that card in this list. I do like it,
Which
though.
one?
The 2 on the bottom row towards the center. He's got 2 copies of the Chemogil Heavy Fighter from the new
Well,
set.
3 indirect. I mean,
He's
forcing you to choose whether you exhaust
and
your
units that you place that indirect damage on, they can exhaust, be exhausted.
Yeah.
So it's like a little mini Django, even if Django's dead or busy or exhausted or whatever. If you put those damage on units rather than your base, he can knock you down.
The Guavian Antagonizer.
I like the Guavian.
I don't see that often.
I learned to love that card playing Kylo.
Yeah.
I love that
yeah,
card. It's
it
so
costs
good.
1, and you want to get every card out of your
Well,
hand
it's
with
a
Kylo.
Saboteur, and it's so good.
I mean, looking at look, they're handing out those Kylos. They're giving them a top 4 Kylo right now.
Oh my God, those cards are gorgeous. I need to get them to put those where we can zoom in on them with the camera. Oh, those are pretty. Look at those.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get a picture of one of those later to share in somebody's channel.
Yeah,
those are gorgeous.
Cool. And they're etched and they're really pretty.
All right, let's have a look at Micah's deck.
Yeah.
He is using. We're seeing Radiant 7s here. You don't see those on Matt's list. Oh, yep. Ian's like, I can't see anything, you dummy.
I can't see anything.
I can't see anything, you dummy. Show me the list. There it is. The Geonosian Fighters are also a change that you see in Micah's list that Matt is not playing.
Yeah. Micah's looks much more standardized, to be honest.
A little more low end. So Matt has more low end ground.
Yeah.
You had First Order Troopers, Guavians,
Yeah.
Greedo, and ISB.
Yeah.
Micah missing the low end red units, the little
What
one
he
cheapies.
probably is going to use with those low end units is he uses them to run into exhaust.
Interesting. All right.
We're going to get started. We
All
told
right.
the judges we're ready, and we're going to bring you the first semifinal
go.
of the day.
Let's go to the semifinals, ladies and gentlemen, on the left-hand side of your screen.
If you tune into the other stream, you're still going to see a top 8 game as Steve from KTOD is still grinding out his Luke deck right now.
He's indeed.
That's what I'm used to.
All right, and let's turn it back over here to the right. This is Micah from Milwaukee.
I don't like it either.
Go Bucks.
There we go.
Love watching Giannis. Great player.
Unit damage.
If anybody cares about basketball.
All right, let's come to here. Oh, I got to turn the players up. I have them muted.
Yeah.
It's all right. We'll fix that momentarily. I can do this, and then do
there were
that.
only 18,
There we go.
18, it was 18%, right?
We should roll first.
Oh, absolutely.
Roll for initiative.
High roll on the D20. Sorry.
Ah, yes, thank you.
No, you're fine, bud.
All right, and I'm
Yeah,
I'm mulliganing.
All right. We got the TDR counter going.
Oh, hang on. That timer's 100% wrong, guys. I got to reset it. One
So
second.
right now, today we're on
There we go. Let's try again.
5 TDRs that we've seen, and we've seen 3 War Jugs.
You are the TDR guys. If you are taking shots for every TDR and War Jug, you are about to get hammered.
Yeah, yeah.
This
you're
mirror
at
match.
8 shots. You should be at 8 shots already.
Yep.
So if you haven't started, just pound a little 5th of Patron, and you'll be ready to go.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Resource is so hard. I know. I mean, I've deliberately put good cards on my deck. So I'm trying to get rid of them.
Looks like Matt has won the initiative roll. I wasn't paying attention. I was busy looking at streaming things.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Micah, by the way, as our number 1 seed, he was the top player coming
okay.
out of Swiss rounds. He
So
was
out of
10
Swiss
and 1.
rounds, 10 and 1. So
10
he
and
lost
1. He was the number
game.
1 seed.
Nice, yeah.
So that it's possible that Django showcase right in front of him is brand new. We don't know. I don't know if you had one during the Swiss rounds.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't get him on screen.
Yeah, but he was the best Django player in the field. Starting with a First Order Stormtrooper.
Crafty. Play ISB.
Ooh, going a little wide here. I like it.
Take the shield up.
I'll claim.
Yeah, pass.
Okay.
I mean, those low-end units coming in handy right now.
Yep. He showed off a daring raid so that the crafty smuggler could get his shield pinged off.
Yep.
And then Micah takes initiative. Chat's predicting the end of the world with control decks with 35 health bases. I mean, they may be right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're just now starting to creep into the meta, so it is possible. 2 to base.
2 to, or 1 indirect first. Going to base.
There we go. One indirect and 2 to base.
Daring rate.
1 indirect.
And 1 more indirect goes to Micah's base.
Ooh, I don't really love Micah's hand right now.
He's got a Kylo's tie, what is it, a sneak attack, and probably a surprise strike?
And a surprise strike, yeah.
It's not a great hand.
It's not fantastic. And it just seems like everything Micah doing, Matt is just countering right back at it.
Yep.
There you go. That sneak attack looks a lot better. Oh, nope.
Yeah, why would you resource the... Now, he doesn't have a play this turn unless he sneaks something. He won't know. Even now, he won't have the resource. Well, he's going to the 4 resource turn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically he's going to get a choice here. He's going to have to sneak something in just to have a play this round.
For some reason, it looks like he only has 3.
Oh, no.
But there's 1 underneath there.
He can spin 2. Yep. No, he can't even sneak. He can't even sneak in the Raider. It's too much.
No, yeah.
The sneak attack's all he's going to get in here.
He's 1 short. He's a couple short. He needs what? Yeah.
A big 6 hit's going to be nice, but Micah is not drawing very well here in game 1.
Oof.
Gorilla Soldier. One of the I got to say, if you've watched any of the games this weekend and you have not sold on Gorilla Soldier, I don't know.
I'm totally sold on
I don't
that
know.
card.
I don't know what to tell you.
Man,
like, you really should be. The card is amazing.
Watching all these games this weekend, I want to mess around with the Leia deck that did pretty well.
Yeah, this turn is really going to hurt. Micah's draws have crapped out on him at the absolute worst
time.
possible time, because he's about to take at least 7 to base. Oh, and he's gonna pop Kylo like a balloon.
Wow.
Yeah,
we're popping fast here.
This semifinals match may not last very long, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
So at the moment, guys, you have these 2 Django decks are our first semifinal match. The other quarterfinal match is still being played. They are still in game 3 with Luke Datavault versus Django, as far as I'm aware.
Well, they give him so much time.
Yeah, you have an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
All right. Micah going to try to get back in here. It's not going to be easy. He has a big uphill battle to fight here.
He's got Django coming out. He's still got...
Matt's going to meet him to the punch.
I'll do the same.
I'll see you and raise you, says Micah. Yep.
Yep. I'd ping them both.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Why not?
You'd be silly not to.
Oh, and his counter is a crafty smuggler. That's not fantastic.
No. Does not feel like Micah's getting good draws here. I think I put that crafty on the wrong side of the board. Yep, sorry about that. Crafty actually playing on Micah's side there. I mean, we're who was it earlier? He said, like we've been saying, go fast, Ricky Bobby. We racing.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Micah's going to lose this race.
3 more to base.
Yep, so I'm at 19 then. 6.
Okay, 6 health remaining for Micah.
He does have a War Juggernaut in his
He does.
hand. So he'll have to play that at the start.
He pretty
of the
much has
round.
to claim and pray
He's
that it
already
matters.
claimed. He's
okay.
already claimed.
All right. Well, then, that's the best he can hope for.
I think I do. I'm gonna target pound that.
Okay.
All right, I got my wind defeated.
Yep.
We're gonna hit that.
Okay, so 3 indirect.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure I like that play, but I understand it.
Yeah.
Rather take it now than later, I guess.
Ooh, is that a serialized IG?
It is a serialized
that's
IG.
So pretty. Zoom in on that. Look at that.
131, I believe. That's gorgeous.
Nice.
That's gorgeous. Micah way upside down on health here as we go into the 6 resource round.
Yeah, I mean,
coming in with a war jug.
That's a no-brainer.
Like he has to do it.
Yep, take that guy.
It's a good thing I have good quality camera because these little tiny dice Matt is using would drive me insane if I couldn't see them.
I mean, look, they asked if they could use their dice. I said use whatever makes you
I
comfortable.
honestly, I genuinely don't care. I
Yeah.
just use the tokens because they're easier to read.
Easy to read for the
They're
for the
much
audience,
easier to read.
But, I mean, they're top 4. I really
mean,
don't want to take them out of their
If you're
flow.
trying to watch this on a phone, there's no way you can read those dice. But if you're watching it on
Probably
a
not.
television, then maybe you can.
Yeah.
3 to base.
Take initiative.
Okay, Matt on the button now. His turn to fight back with a War Jug.
Okay, first.
Okay.
Okay, gonna get Micah gonna burn his target down to clear IG.
I'm at 11.
Chat's saying it's over. I'm not convinced, guys. It's not that simple.
Well, I mean, Matt can play his own War Juggernaut now. And then
Exactly.
It is over.
Holding initiative in this matchup is a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
I mean, if you don't stop that War Juggernaut, it's going to hit. There's 1, 2, 3,
I still
4,
got
5.
resource.
5 damage units on the board. So it's going to hit for 8 damage right now.
Sneak attack and triple dark raid and 7th Fleet Defender for Micah. I think he resourced for the sneak attack. All right, Matt's on the button. He can end it with a single surprise strike if he has it.
I mean, I can move this.
It's not really in the way, fellas. You're fine.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
It's fine. I'm not that fussed. I appreciate the
I think he's
the
looking at
attention,
the
though.
little camera there.
Maybe. I
Yeah.
appreciate the attention, though. I really do.
Things to me.
Either way, I think this game is ending this.
I'm
this
pretty
round.
sure this is going to be the end of round, but I'm just not.
Yeah.
I mean, if
I'm just not sure which way it could go.
Well, I mean, if Micah's in a very, very bad spot, clearly.
No, I mean, look, if Matt doesn't have triple dark raid or War Juggos.
I mean, if he had the surprise strike, you think he would have done it already. Okay, he's
Okay.
going to go ahead and knock down
so
the
he
jug.
doesn't. Now Micah's going to play triple dark raid. Everybody get your drinks out.
Yep.
I mean,
Is it
that's
time. No,
that's-
we're
oh,
going
he's
to go
to
attack
base.
first. Why wouldn't you triple dark and try to maybe draw an IG or another War Jug and tap
yeah,
the whole
and,
thing
and
down?
tap the whole board down.
Like, you might as well try for it.
Like that's what the card is. It's a gamble. Like,
I think it's Micah's only play here.
I hope they don't ban triple dark raid because the championship is in Vegas and that fits that city.
I mean,
that card fits that city.
Triple dark raid absolutely fits Vegas. It is. You are rolling the dice, baby.
You got 1 card in here.
The other quarterfinal is not finished yet, chat. I'm literally
Yeah.
looking at the table right now. They are still playing.
Still slugging it out.
Yep.
It's that Yoda. It's Steve's Yoda.
No, Luke.
Or no, Luke.
Luke
yeah.
Datavault.
Luke Datavault deck.
He's going to do it.
He's gonna do it. Yeah. That's,
Well, here we go. I mean, I really
Micah.
think it's his only play
Micah,
here.
it's the right play, bro.
I think
You
it's his
can't
only
hear
play.
Me, but it's the right play.
6,
He didn't get it.
7.
Didn't get it.
Yes, he did.
He did.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
there we go.
He hit it. He hits the jackpot.
I'm going to hit myself as well.
Okay.
Cost everybody.
Okay. So
Because he
Mike.
gets to attack with it now.
Yes, he does
That's
because
it.
of TDR.
Micah's won this game. That
I
Juggernaut is
think
1,
it's
2,
very
3, 4,
likely,
5,
yes.
6, 7. It hits for 10 right now.
Yeah, but Matt just played a TDR of his own. We gambling, boys.
Yeah.
I can't
He
see
needs-
his cards as
he needs
well.
the exact same
he holds his
card
cards too
for
vertically to
IG.
read.
Well,
IG would do it.
one more Juggernaut.
Oh, I'll see you and raise you, says Matt. These decks just love to gamble.
Not what I want.
The whole thing just gets so ridiculous when there's more than one of these on the board. It just becomes absolutely silly.
Like, how do you keep track of all this?
There's quite the crowd watching Steve's match over there.
Well, I mean, a Luke slugging it out. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
everybody there is thinking the same thing. Like, can I pilot this deck? Can I pilot
Yeah.
this Luke deck?
Yep.
Thank you, though.
Micah declining the shuffle.
Okay, well, I've been pinging your whole board.
Hey, look. Django doing Django things.
Too hard on.
Ian and I just lean back like now, like we could just have beers in our hands because it's just watching this match. Like, Yeah, we know how this goes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it for my action.
Thinking about taking a pretzel break.
He didn't exhaust. Why didn't he exhaust the Crafty Smuggler?
Why is the? How did he exhaust the
Oh, you gotta play
his
with
War
the
Juggernaut? He played TDR. That War Juggernaut should be readied.
Because the War Juggernaut that followed it up exhausted it before it could do anything.
I meant Matt's. Oh, Matt's just striking in for
because
the game.
he smacked. This is what I don't understand. It's over now. I'm not sure why the Crafty Smuggler. Oh, the Crafty Smuggler had a shield on it, I think.
Okay.
So he couldn't exhaust the Crafty Smuggler. The Smuggler attacked in and knelt the TDR
Yeah.
Juggernaut on the other side of the board. So
Okay.
then literally nobody could do anything. So it was just like
and
a
then
giant.
He just surprise strike to win.
It was just a
by
giant-
taking an ish, so doesn't really matter.
J-Rod on chat saying he hopes Django loses this one. I have really good news for you, J-Rod. I'm gonna make you the happiest man today. Django is absolutely going to lose this match. All right. I'm assuming Matt is winning this one here, so we're going to go ahead and plug this up for the next game. 3, 4, 5. Okay.
card I didn't want to see on the 6 resources you have in that
So
word
these
doc.
guys doing resource things. I'm sorry, doing sideboard things. We've had a look at their deck lists already. Do you want to go have a peek at
I'm like, I
at sideboards
Yeah, let's
just
look at
for
the
just for
sideboards.
grins? Let's mute
But
them
I mean,
for just a moment.
Uh,
Well, hang on, they're not muted in here. I'm gonna do it over here. Let's cheat. Can I do it in here? Yeah, but then we can still hear them. I'll tell you what, we'll leave them on in here, and then we'll come to here. So let's we'll look back at Matt's list again real briefly and see if you're sideboarding into a Django match. And again, we're speculating. He's played this match many times this weekend. He's
Yeah.
played the mirror already. Look at that sideboard. What are you bringing?
I guess maybe Planetary Bombardment. Maybe No Good to Me Dead. I don't really know, to be honest.
The loot game is still ongoing, chat. Go ahead.
Yeah, still going on that loot game.
The Planetary I could see being a big card. Just being
Yeah.
able to shell out enough damage
But
to
it's
clear
like,
these
if you're
juggernauts.
going to put in a 6-cost card, you need to take out a high-cost card.
Now, what is this card? What is the card next to Planetary Bombardment?
On
Is that on the doorstep?
What it does is it gives you
Ooh.
3 Battle Droid tokens that are ready.
That's
So you can run them into things.
yeah,
and
yeah.
bring 'em
That's
down.
probably not a very good card
I'm
in this
not putting that
matchup.
in.
Not in this matchup, I don't think.
He
no.
does go heavy ground, so maybe Force Choke is a good put in.
Could be. Let's have a look at the other list. I need to share this with you. All right, so again, looking at Micah's list, talk to me. Sideboard ideas. What do you like? What do you don't like? I kind of like the Phantoms.
Yeah, or the Waylays.
I actually really think the Phantoms have a lot of value in this matchup because they can't be pinged.
Yeah, they can't be pinged. So they're going to always stay ready to go.
I mean, they're big targets.
Yeah. I think I take out the 7 fleets and I put in the... I think that's why he has them in, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to pull out the 7th fleet, and he's probably going to put in the Lurking TIE Phantom. Because I think that's a better matchup. Maybe Commandeer? He's only got 1 in his sideboard, and he doesn't have any in his main deck. I might put that in.
Commandeer would not be a bad choice. Not be a bad choice. Okay. All right. Let's come back to here and see how we're doing. Looking like they're getting close to being ready. Let me clear some stuff off of Ian's screen so he'll like me better so he can see the game. There we go. And then let's put these guys' audios back in our ear so that we can hear them just as well as you. Brief reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you're joining mid-match, these are our players and where they are from. A little bit of Midwest on West action here in the semifinals here, the Star Wars Unlimited Sector Qualifier here in Denver. All right, we're making resource decisions. We're about ready to go here. Mike is going to start the game on the button. As
Micah kept only units in his hand.
As he was not the victor in game 1, here we go with game 2. Starting with Bazine. See if he can rip a turn 1 play out of there.
Which turn 1
2
play?
ISBs and a
turn 1
droid
play?
platform. Yeah, they're kind of all there, aren't they? What do you? I think honestly, man.
And looking at that, I'd just take the droid missile platform.
I think I would take the droid missile platform. It's the biggest long-term threat.
Yeah. Took out Daring Raid.
But you got the Daring Raid because that way the ISBs have nothing to trigger off of.
Oh, that's true.
Without the event, unless he drew one. He might have drawn one.
Good call.
Apparently it worked.
Did not get an event like I
There you
wanted.
go.
I did get a read.
Okay.
That's not the worst thing in the world.
No.
And pass.
And then going to back it up with another ISB.
Yeah. Trading Bazine for Greedo.
Not trigger when defeated. I'm sure you're surprised. Let's.
I mean,
Gorilla Soldier.
solid.
He automatically gets to ready it.
Correct. The Gorilla Soldier just, if you don't have
Not
any
even a
units, you got,
question.
I mean, that's why it's such a good card.
Yeah.
Such a good card.
It's cool. He's got a P38, so he could ping it.
Yep, he can kneel it down.
Yeah, he's going to ping it down.
Yeah, sure.
One to base.
Claimy for Micah. Going to stay on the button.
Target town.
He's going to go ahead and
okay.
wipe out the soldiers. Going to be very
Okay.
aggressive with his Tarkin Town this game. Try and keep the board as clear as he can.
I don't know. I think I might have
Matt
kept
grabbed-
initiative.
Matt grabbed initiative there, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, and he pulled an IG and a Devastator.
Which IG 2000.
Yeah.
Solid. Good to have in as we head into what should be the 4 resource turn. Plenty of time on the clock for these two folks.
Man, and that semi is still going.
Yes, it
Or
is.
the quarter.
We're probably going to be done with this semifinals match before the other semifinals match even begins,
Yeah.
which is going to be really fun from a casting perspective. Now, this might be the time for me to spoil this because I'm not sure if Loopy said anything yet, but we are going to be covering the finals with our gear. He and I are working on figuring out how to get that stream to his channel through my gear, and I think we've got it worked out. It will probably require a small stream restart when the time comes. But if this finishes up, we might be doing the other semifinals match and then the finals match with him as well.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that would make,
Yeah,
would make
why
logical
not?
sense.
Yeah, let's get it
but we've
working
got to get
before
this.
we
We've got to
get
get
to the
through this
finals.
first.
Let's
so
make sure everything works before we
yeah,
get to the finals.
we've got a long way to go before we sleep, but let's see how it goes. We've got an IG coming in, another ISB agent over here, backed up by a droid platform.
I will target him. Fancy ones.
Gonna go ahead and get rid of the P38.
Defeated.
Yep.
The other semifinal match has not begun yet, although it looks like they're packing up. I do not know who won. Django just won is what I'm hearing.
This is an interesting choice.
Django beat Luke. Steve did not succeed in taking Luke to
I
the
mean,
semifinals, which makes me very
making-
sad.
Top 8 with Luke is still very impressive.
I agree.
And to grab that showcase is going to be very limited.
Yep.
Though at Vegas, that will be all I'm playing for.
At the moment, yes, ladies and gentlemen, chat.
Right?
I
'Cause
say
you
what?
can grab that Luke or Vader showcase from Vegas, right?
Oh
With
yes, they'll
points.
be in Vegas for
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
For prize points, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'll be shooting for.
Chatcom asking 3 of the top 4 is Django. That is correct.
That is correct.
3 of the top 4 is Django. Our last, if you are here, if you are among the Django haters in chat, ladies and gentlemen, your last hope lies in Curtis Sorensen
Yeah,
of Layton, Utah,
yeah.
who is our Han 1 player in the top 4. All right, here we go. 5 resource turn. Should be interesting. Micah on the button here.
He's shuffling through those cards, but he does not have what he wants. Micah.
He has not felt comfortable. Doesn't feel like he's looked comfortable with this
No,
anything in his hand the entire match.
His draws have been really
It feels
rough.
like his whole deck is just like crapped on him here at the end or something. I don't know. It feels that way.
As a fellow player, I want to tell him to hold him up more right, because if I'm mad, I can see his whole hand basically.
EMP daring raid, surprise strike, and what I believe is a gorilla soldier back there.
Free indirect.
Takes all the indirect to his base just to avoid taking 4 to his base. Hilariously, the math works in his favor. Another gorilla soldier
Right
coming
back.
out of Matt's hand. Micah has a decision to make.
Gonna do.
Okay, puts the damage on IG and lets opposing Django tap it down.
Oh, man.
Looks familiar?
Let's see. I can keep it off a base, though, so I will.
Yeah, just do 1, 2, 3, all the way across the board.
Yeah, just spread it
Ping,
out.
ping,
Spread the
ping.
love, baby.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's what I would do. Bam, bam, bam. Or you can even put 2 on the gorilla, like whatever you wanted to do. Not really a wrong answer here, I don't think.
Let everybody share the load. Yeah, I think so.
I'll tap down one of them.
Okay. You have a preference?
Your call, man.
Okay. Fair enough. I'll flip out the big guy.
Same here.
All right. I'll see your Django and raise you a Django.
Tap down his
Yep.
Django.
Tap down his boss with one of the ISB agents.
6 to base.
Surprise strike in for 6 to base.
Hold on a second.
Nope. Thinking about it.
Oh, that's a hard choice.
I would take out his Django. Do it, Matt.
You know what? I'm
Do
going
it.
to kill Django.
Yes.
Okay.
Great choice. You have a lot of units on the board. Do not get them all pinged down by a War Juggernaut.
War Juggernaut. I did that last game.
Yep.
And passed.
Matt wants to make sure the entire board tapping shenanigans cannot continue to happen to him. And
Oh.
look at
Micah's
Micah's
hand is just brutal.
absolute garbage.
Yeah.
None of this
That's
stuff
a
is
nice way to
terribly
say
helpful. Is really helpful for him right here. It feels like maybe, and I'd have to go back and look at deck lists. Maybe Micah's deck is a little too event heavy. Like he doesn't. It just feels like every time he needs units, he doesn't have units.
I don't know. Oh, he's doing it right
Okay,
back.
we're gonna surprise strike back
Doing it
and
right
wipe out. Okay, so no more board tapping for either player, for this game anyway.
2 to base.
3 to base.
Micah getting his first damage of the game. Really laid in.
No cards in hand. Claim.
Pass.
Empty hand for Matt. Top decking now. Looking at a Greedo and a Raider
Yeah,
and
he's-
something else on Micah's side.
I mean, they're both at 6 resources, though, so they're kind of at the
Now,
point where...
as bad as Micah's draws have been, this does not feel completely
not.
out of hand for him.
He's not out of it yet. He's still there.
Well, I need more things. There we go.
Yeah. 3 to base.
Another Gorilla Soldier, the most popular card of the game so far.
Yeah. It's either wipe out your units,
Or let him
Micah,
ready it.
or
I think he's got to give it to him.
let him ready it and take 5 more to
mean,
base.
What's he sitting on? He's sitting on an EMP and a Raider. And he can't play both this round. He doesn't have the resources, I don't think. No, he has 7. He could theoretically play them both. All of it going to base here. Let's Matt ready up that Gorilla Soldier. Yes, sir. This is Django on Django action, chat. Going to EMP and knock down.
2
Oh,
damage.
that taps down.
2 damage and exhaust. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 damage and exhaust. That's just straight up the EMP. He doesn't even have to use Django for that.
Yeah.
2 to base. Oh, no.
2 to base. Exhaust.
Micah coming in with a Raider. Last card in his hand. Both players basically straight top decking now. It looks like Nomad's got 1 card in his hand.
And that's your last card, yeah?
I think Matt's thinking about claiming here.
If I'm Matt, I think I would take initiative right here.
1 to base.
Nope.
He's going to push
squeeze
damage.
out that 1.
Okay. I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Probably, he might have a unit in his hand he can play out.
He might.
So maybe he's thinking about that.
Claim.
I was going to say, I think if you're Micah, you just have to claim here.
Yeah.
And it's just a
He
simple
can play out
Greedo.
the Greedo. Why not?
Like, why not? Chat saying one of the reasons Bosk Blue winning in Liverpool earlier today is because can't get tapped down if you don't play units.
Yeah. such a great point.
7 to base.
Ooh.
It's a big surprise strike coming in
Wow.
here. Doesn't quite level the playing field, but definitely makes a big dent in Matt's remaining HP. Only 1 health separates these two bases, but the board state heavily swung toward Matt here on the left.
Yeah.
Just lots of units, lots of possibilities.
Did you
He's
research
got-
you have how many up?
I did not research.
4 out,
I
1
got,
card.
He's got a sneak attack in his hand. That's all he's got. Micah has nothing to work with but what's on the board. The card in his
No.
hand is worthless.
And Matt has lethal, so if he attacks with that space unit first,
So
he
what's
can ping him down.
what's going to have to happen
Oh,
here
he'll
for
have to-
Micah? Micah's going to have to attack in with the smuggler, probably to get rid of Greedo,
Yeah.
and or get rid of one of the other units. Like he's
Yeah.
going to have to get rid of something.
3 to base.
Yep.
Smart.
Figured. I mean, that was the
Well,
smart
now he's
play.
got to kill the space unit. No, he's okay.
I mean, do you just
1,
do you
2,
just?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No, he's doing it.
Oh.
The math here is so
Does
tight. 'cause
Matt see it?
he
Matt
can-
has 7 damage on the board right
He
now.
probably does, but Micah can still exhaust one of the guys in the ground arena by smashing it with the crafty smuggler.
Yeah, but he hasn't done it yet.
He hasn't done it yet.
And
That's
the longer
correct.
he lets him pick,
I know.
right?
I'm not.
there
okay,
we go.
so he's
oh,
yeah,
there
he's
it
got
is.
the surprise strike, so it doesn't matter.
There it is.
Objects were,
I drew terrible.
were all
There it was. It's a 2-0 sweep here for Matt. He's going to be one of our finalists here in Denver.
and, yeah,
I didn't see a
was
war
like,
jug. I saw one ruthless.
That's what. Please
Raider
put this
done
up for a minute. Okay, so now I'm gonna do something real fast. Hold on. Let me tag into Loopy.
So man, I could go get lunch.
Yeah, for real.
Probably, right?
All right, give me a moment, guys. I'm gonna let you guys. We're gonna come back to the studio for a minute here.
Studio.
Can we? Our semifinal just finished. Do you want to make the?
Switch now.
Okay, let's come back to camera for a minute. We may have a long break here, guys.
Yeah, it might be a while.
It might be a spell. Not much I can do about it. We're working on it. But I'm going to try and see what we can. And stop that. Thank you. All right. Let me mute these guys. I don't need to hear this microphone right now. Get out of my ear.
Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun,
I'm trying to get
dun.
Loopy's attention here because if
Well,
we
he's
wanted.
calling a game, so you
Well,
might not be
I
able to
understand
grab
that.
it,
But
so
if we wanted to make the swap now would be a good time.
that would be a good time.
Right? We could get everybody on camera and just cover the rest of the streams. But
But
it
they're
looks
gonna have
like
to finish. He's
I think
probably gonna
they've-
ask to do it at the end of this round.
they may have already started.
Yeah.
They may have already started.
Yeah. So if they're playing a game right now, maybe a good idea would be to pause it at that point and then try to move it over.
That's a
But I
possibility.
would finish this game
That's a
first.
possibility.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get. The trick is getting a hold of him, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, you're going to have to give us a few minutes.
Does Loopy have a real name, or do we have to? Call
I
him
don't
Loopy?
know.
Okay, we'll call him Loopy.
That's how I know him. That's where we're going with, baby. Okay, guys. Here's what we're going to do. Let me do a little bit of work on the back end to see what we can figure out.
Yeah.
See, chat's excited. Jingo lost. They win. And then we'll be back in a few minutes when I have more info. Okay, so give us a few minutes. looks kind of crap.
What looks kind of crap?
I just put the bracket up. Yeah, that looks kind of. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Here's the thing. We have moved on to Game 2 of the other semifinal. Loopy, chat for a minute. Let me see if they can hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I can see. I believe they can hear you. We're going to find out, okay? In a minute, guys, I gotta finish. I'm going to go ahead and show you the game so we can finish. And, Loopy, I need to share this with you in the call. So give me a couple of moments here to – I need to share. Hang on. That way he can see what we can see. I need to share a window. I need to share a screen. There we go. Okay, now Loopy can see what we can see. And now I need to come back over here and make sure that chat can see what we can see. Okay, now none of the overlays are correct yet. I'm too busy working on this. Do we know who won game 1? Okay. Okay.
He has been playing really great.
Okay. Looks like we're down to here. And it's a 30 health Django. I see this now. Okay, no. Correct.
Yeah, ours
correct.
was 2 tokens.
You can't hear him. Okay. I've got to figure out how to patch this in because of how the caster audio is being done. Give me just a moment.
Can't hear Loopy?
They can't hear him. I think I know how to do it. Hold on. I need to do that. Okay. They should be able to hear you now. Try again, Loopy.
Hey, it's Loopy at Late Night Gaming.
Yes! I'm pumping my fist. They could absolutely hear you now. Outstanding.
Nice.
All right, so I just wanted to compliment your coverage throughout, and let's focus on the game. That's what everybody wants to see.
Yes.
So I'm glad that we're able to consolidate over and that your Wi-Fi connection is apparently a little less prone to overheating as ours.
Seems that way.
We've been dealing with some stuff. But, boy, this has been great coverage, and I'm looking forward to debriefing with you, with some stuff. I love to see you on Star Wars Unlimited, C-Raptor. I saw your channel, and you've done some other events, but I hadn't seen one until this. So now I know.
Thanks for that. That means a lot to us.
Yeah, I appreciate that. All right. Now, at the moment, Ian, you and I cannot hear the players. Do you want that audio in your
I think
ear?
with the 3 of us, I don't think we should have that audio
Okay,
in
so
our
we'll
ears.
keep the player audio out of the loop. Now, the chat can hear the players, but
Okay.
we cannot hear them in our ears. So that's just part of where we're at with the way this is set up right now. Apologies to everyone. Okay, the timer's wrong. Ignore the timer. In fact, I'm just going to take the damn thing off the screen. We're not going to worry about it. Let the judges worry about it.
Yeah.
We're actually in game 2, so I need to reset that. This is semifinals game 2. Luckily, I know what to do. You guys can talk about the game here.
I'm like visually trying to get caught up right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So Han Solo is going to attack in to Jango Fett. I mean, I think it's a testament to how powerful Jango is in this set 4 meta, that he's choosing to damage another powerful leader with a big effect. And then Kira is able to finish the game. So tap your board, Jango is out of contention for the rest of this. And that's Radiant 7, a prestige.
Ooh, that's a pretty card.
Ooh, that card's so gorgeous.
And it's a strong play right now. Radiant 7, of course, has passive that reduces for any damage on there. And I see you even found the Prestige Radiant 7 display on the
yes,
overlay.
sir. Those Prestige art was too good to not set up separate buttons for those where necessary. They were so good.
So I identified this. Radiant 7, I'm a Quinlan player, and people would know that about me, but Radiant 7 is very good into Jango. And I think that you're seeing a lot of that being played.
Yes.
You can listen to John Tada's interview when he talked about his running Radiant 7 in his Jango mirror. And here we have Curtis, a great Han player, also running Radiant 7.
It has been such a joy to watch Curtis play this Han 1 deck. I'm not sure what it is about the way he does it, but there's something about this build and the way he plays it that I've enjoyed it. I don't know why. A lot of times I watch Han players and I'm like, I can't follow along kind of with where you're at. But I also like that he's been able to adapt his play style, right? We watched him play into that Sabine, and he out-aggroed a Sabine deck, right?
Yeah.
This is now the third time, almost the third stream in a row we've had him on the channel.
And a good Han player has to do that.
Exactly.
I piloted Sabine to the final of a PQ in the last set, but I mean, Han is tough, and the good Han players know that they only need to do 25 damage to your base, and they know when to aggro and when to not.
Yep.
And I think it's also true that Curtis has been piloting this deck for hours. It's probably, what, 14 hours of gameplay?
Just
Han
about.
Yellow is not an easy deck to pilot.
Just
No.
about.
So the mental fortitude that he has running this is to be impressed.
Yeah.
I love that we got to see him in the very last round of Swiss. He won that match, and then he went and claimed his showcase and came right back on stream with his brand new showcase Han.
Yeah.
I thought that was really awesome.
2 into the Radiant, and I will
Tap it down. That's a smart play.
2 indirect. I'm at 9. Let's make it 11.
Radiant is such an underrated card. I remember when they spoiled it, even I was kind of like, right? But having the first 2 times I think I saw it in action, I was just blown away. I was like, okay, this card is amazingly good at controlling certain amounts of aggro decks.
Just the Dawn's fine.
We've seen it throughout the weekend. We've seen it in Boba Red deck. The new Boba Yellow, Boba from JTL. So
Yeah.
another red-yellow deck based around indirect damage. We've seen quite a bit of it there. Seeing it here in Han Yellow, obviously. We've seen it. We haven't seen a lot of it in Django. Django tends to opt for other units, but one of the Django decks we had last round had it. I think it was Micah's decks had it in there. He just
Man,
did.
they are just trading off units right
Yeah, yeah. Got it. The board is way too full here.
He was sick. Yeah, 3
Nope,
base.
I'm way off on base health. There we go.
Now, I'm not really 100% familiar with Radiant 7. Does it hurt itself when it's damaged?
It does. No, I believe it's. I think the way it's worded is enemy units, opponents' units. Let's double check
Okay.
it.
Enemies non-leader units.
There you
So
go.
It also does not neuter a leader.
Okay.
It does neuter any non-leader unit that the enemy has, but
There
it
you
does
go.
not affect anything on your side. So, I mean, it's a very powerful passive, and people need to. I think people look at that, 5, 6 for 7, and they're not impressed. But on
The way it's played,
fields
though,
with-
is fantastic, this tournament. We've watched it
Yeah,
be played, and it's fantastic.
and it's a result of this meta, because this
Yeah.
meta spreads a lot of damage among units with all the Django going on. And it's obvious. Ooh, Palpatine.
Sneaking a Palpatine.
Huge there, Daniel, coming from the sideboard. That's a card in his sideboard. We
Okay.
have Sneak Attack Palpatine, and he's going to be able to kill Han, Kira, or Radiant 7. He's got to make some tough decisions.
A lot of options, but I feel like if you leave the Radiant 7 on the board, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah, but he can't get Han leader and then.
He needs to get the leader, I think. But yeah, okay. He just left the one dribble over to Radiant.
Yep. So he's able to tap that.
He's able to tap it down. Yep.
Let's see what nonsense is going to happen to Palpatine right now from Han Yellow.
Falcon.
Going space.
Six
Ooh,
more
there's
to
not an
base.
answer. So
No,
that
he's
6 damage is going to hit the base.
Yeah.
And he has many in his deck. Any bounce or a Han unit would have been able to clear there, but he wasn't able to find one. 3 damage to Daniel's base, taking him to 18.
Falcon.
Ooh, we're going to bounce one Falcon, replace with another, and go for 3 more. Love
Brutal.
Look at the Falcon train hitting.
it. Going for the jugular. Got to push damage.
Han died, so I didn't use Han. No resource.
I also love how Honned out Curtis is. Sleeves, token cover.
Yes.
Like everything.
Falcon hand marker.
Yeah, Falcon hand marker.
With the
I
first
love it.
time we saw that thing earlier on stream, chat was like, I got to get one of those. And my wife is watching, and she goes and looks it up on Amazon. It's like a bottle opener that you can get for like $3.
I need one.
I know, right?
I know. At $3,
for like
take my
$3.50, it's
money.
like, yeah, let's do it.
Take my money. Ooh,
it-
yes. My favorite new card, Devastator.
No, that's the wrong card. Come on.
Love the
All right,
Devastator.
and if nobody else has done this, thank you to Mrs. C. Raptor, for letting us have your husband do coverage and letting him invest all he can. Because I saw your setup; that ain't cheap.
No.
No,
No, it's not.
Appreciate you.
No, it's not. There's a whole.
We appreciate you, Mrs. C. Raptor.
Yes, we all appreciate her.
Please let these guys continue doing coverage because I think it's a great thing.
Ooh, another
Okay, we're
Radiance.
taking something back here.
It's already at 3 damage. Yeah,
I'm at 3-1.
Again, we have the audio muted mostly because of the way we're kind of kludging this together here with the setup.
The players can hear the audio right now, right?
They can hear what's happening at the table. I can
want
turn that off if I
They
want.
don't want judge
I can
stuff
mute
on
that
air.
there. Now nobody can hear what's going on at the table.
They were very.
I think
strict
he
about that.
I think he forgot to pay for the Falcon, and he clearly had the resources available. He just didn't do it. Looks like Curtis took initiative there. This is one thing that I do miss about having the player audio is I like being able to hear what's being said between the players.
Yeah, the players, yeah.
Right? It makes it very easy to know, he played Kira, he called Devastator, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
We had somebody yesterday take pity on us, which was lovely. He wrote like it was a played Kira.
He played Kira and wrote on a piece of paper the card.
The card named,
so that we could see.
Look at that, Mandalorian pilot
Love
tapped
it.
down the Devastator, saving 9 damage.
Oh.
Way to go, Din Djarin.
Nice.
Right back with
Look
the
at
palp, though, to clear it out, though.
Comes back. Palpatine just zaps him off the board.
Right off the board.
Yeah, those palps from the sideboard have been serving Daniel well. I mean, I think that Django players don't always have that. Was in the last set something that would be there to kill Snoke.
He seems to go a little higher end, right? Palpatine is a little higher end than you generally see out of a Django deck. I love it. I think it's a fabulous card that's really underplayed, but you just don't see a lot of it in this deck because most Django decks win by this point.
Right, and this is a real, decision here for Daniel because, I mean, he can attack for 9, or he can attack for 6, or he can clear Han unit. You can't do all of them at once.
Doesn't look very good here for Curtis all of a sudden.
Imperial version of Rebel Assault is what they need in Daniel's deck now.
I would love you want to get me to play Imperial. You print that card, I am all over it.
Yeah, Ian, don't tempt them.
Oh no, come on.
We do not need that in Villain Yellow. They already got a Space Sentinel. What's going on?
One
with
overwhelm there. New Falcon.
New Falcon is good, but not enough.
No, it's going to take more than that. Devastator going straight to the face. Curtis now on 3 health remaining on his base. 27 damage
remaining
on.
in his tournament right now.
That's true. This is his.
Oh,
the Ruthless Raider coming in.
1 health left. Can he find a way?
I mean, he's to his credit. He's like, I'm gonna draw my cards and see what I get.
Why wouldn't you?
Like, yeah.
I never.
I think it's only the only thing that happens is evacuate could fix this. But I mean,
he has a cunning.
I don't think it's in his deck.
He has a cunning, but there's with 4 big
he
units.
shakes
There
it
it
off,
is.
yeah.
There it is. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a Django on Django violence here in Denver.
That it will be.
But they have different bases.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
One is the 30, one is the Darkentown.
That's
so,
true. Only one.
Could go anyway.
Only one Django will be superior here in Denver, ladies and gentlemen. All right, well, I'm going to bring it back. So what's going to happen, Loopy, you're going to continue to see the table at the board because I'm not going to change that. But we're going to come back to the caster view here for a minute while we get those guys get ready and set up for the finals here in Denver, which is going to be
Django on Django.
Matt and his Django deck versus Daniel and his Django deck. Let me update the bracket here for a minute. Bracket results.
Giving players at
Finalist
home
B.
2 different Django deck lists to go build tonight.
I'm sure everyone's super excited about it.
I'm sure you can figure out with your collection the cards.
What seed position was Daniel? Was he the 3 seed? He was the 3 seed, I think. Correct?
I have no idea. Loopy, do you know what his seed was?
You remember what seed position?
Yeah, in fact, I have the bracket. I can update the bracket that I can.
Yeah. I'm fixing mine. I've got a little programmable scene in OBS. I'm just trying to make sure I've got it right because I don't remember off the top of my head.
I will update the bracket in a second. But
brilliant!
Daniel was the 2 seed.
The 2 seed. I was close.
And
Matt was the 5
Django
seed.
One?
Matt was the 5 seed.
Matt was the 5 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have the 2 on the 5. I'm going to update the final bracket, and then feel free to, of course, use that.
Okay.
And I appreciate doing all the deck lists. Anybody
Absolutely.
who's looking for the deck list, I did throw them on the late night Discord. So
Yep.
find literally any of our videos. We've had a whole ton of people join the Discord, but all the deck lists are there.
I found a beautiful beautiful tool. Somebody linked it randomly in one of the event chats last week. They had created a little portal where you could translate a Melee GG deck list into a SWODB deck list. And I was able to download the deck lists off of Melee and then upload them quickly into SWODB and get deck images and have them available, which we're going to have right now. Now, I need you to do one last thing for me.
What you need?
I need Daniel's hometown. Where's he
yeah,
from?
we haven't had him on stream.
We've never had him on stream. I don't know where he's
I'll be
from.
right there.
Go get that for me, would you? Because I love having that available for everybody. In the meantime, we're going to make sure that the player 2 deck list is set to the right player, which it isn't. We're going to fix that right now. That will be Daniel's deck. Okay, that has been fixed now. I'm trying to think what I can do here to help Loopy out here with see what I'm doing.
Okay, you said Matt was the
Yes.
that won.
Correct. He was the 5 seed. He beat Derek, and then our number 1 seed, Micah, also lost to him as well. So this is the 5 seed on the 2 seed here in the bracket.
All right, check your DM for the updated.
Brilliant. Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you doing the deck list. You know, it's good when everybody kind of
Yep.
works together.
Hey, man. I had planned out a quick way to do that several days ago. Like, I'm going to need this. So.
Daniel is from Omaha.
Oh, so we have Omaha versus
Omaha.
Indeed.
Represent.
Let's go.
We had some Omaha fans in our chat, you know, cheering on as the matches went on.
All right, so let's get this correct. Let's start this over. So we have Django on the right, and he is on, that looks like Death Watch. And then Fancy Django on the left. And I've already, okay, that's the same.
You want to,
I'll fix that.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead. What do you need?
Oh, I was going to say, can we show the 2 different deck lists so
We can.
players at home can see
We
the 2
can.
different
Give
decks?
me just a minute. We've already shown Matt's, so that'll be an easy one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get leaders set. I got bases
Take your
set.
time.
I need to get base health
They're
set.
looking at each other's deck lists right now.
Base health is set, and then we got to get the round set up correct. We are not in the top 4.
So,
we are now in the finals.
As long as here, you can focus on the tech stuff. People that haven't done coverage, you know, probably have no idea how many different plates Wes is spinning right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that go into producing
There's
and
a lot.
announcing at the same time. You know, so
It's a lot.
You know, shout out to anybody there. That's something that I do understand. You know, having done quite a few of these, too, and then there's inevitably some stuff that happens throughout. So I mean, I think that you guys have been nothing but good, and I actually was listening to some of your stuff. Trying to catch up as I was going to bed last night.
I appreciate it.
So.
Yeah,
this has
thank
been
you.
a lot. This has been a lot
Means
of
a
work,
lot to
but
us.
a ton of fun.
Yeah.
So thank you guys.
Tons
Thank you guys.
of fun, tons of
Okay,
work.
so let's throw up some deck lists while these guys are still looking. Now we're going to put Matt's deck list up first. If you've been here with us earlier on our coverage for the semifinal match we covered a minute ago, you've already seen it. Here it is again. He does not. We talked about
Let's
a little
hear
bit
what
about.
Loopy thinks about it.
Yeah, well,
Loopy see it?
he can't see this, but he's got the links. He can look it up.
Okay.
I've dumped those into the chat with those guys earlier. I'll throw it over there so you can see it, Ian.
What do you think
I was
of
just putting
Matt's deck list here?
All right, so let me pull that up on my Discord.
I mean, go ahead.
Django deck lists are Django deck lists. I mean, the deck is very, very powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's got all the TDRs, everybody's got all the TDRs. Everybody's got all the War Jugs. Everybody's got the Ruthless Raiders. It's interesting that Fire Spray, which is one of the absolute best cards.
Yeah,
from
sees
the
no
game,
play anymore.
Yeah.
Now,
Gone.
It's not good enough anymore, and it's not
Yeah.
in Matt's list.
Yeah.
No.
I think, if I'm looking at this, Tada would be proud because there's on the doorstep in the sideboard.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is related to the mirror. I
Yeah.
can tell you. He's got Planetary Bombardment in the sideboard, which is some degree of spice, and he's running a lot of indirect stuff.
Yeah, he
kinda
does.
Indirect packs. And the other thing is, he does have the 1-drop heavy unit version, right? Because he's got First Order Stormtroopers, the indirect Stormtrooper, the Greedos, and the Guavians, and the ISB agents, and the Daring Raids, and the Electromagnetic Pulse, still costing 1. So it's a deck that can, hit you when, you really don't have that many resources left.
Yep.
Yeah.
These guys are almost ready.
This is
So 2 minutes.
The other thing,
Okay.
the other thing I'd say, yeah, it looks like they're starting to resource here.
Well,
Daniel has put his resources
yeah,
down.
we have 2 minutes. The head judge has just agreed to give us 2 minutes. So let's have a quick look over Daniel's list. Ian and I have not seen this list yet.
No,
So we're on 30 health Django here. He is playing the Radiance. I like that.
Yep, and he's got some extra removal, which
Yeah.
I mean, there was a real big open fire against Stevie Getz, who heroically piloted Luke into the top 8. But,
yes.
I mean, not every Django runs open fire by any means, and he's also got Pelps in the sideboard, which you just saw kind of saving the day with that sneak attack. He's also got Cad Bane in the sideboard, which is a big capture unit and certainly could come in against Django. So this would be a great match.
All right, gentlemen. Well, the judges, I think, are ready for us to turn this loose. So why don't we go ahead and we'll do a quick show them the matchup here, and why don't we give them the thumbs up? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let me do that. All right, we are good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers of all ages, here we are at last. After what must be about 15 hours of play or so, we are down to the final
showdown, baby.
The final 2 players here at the Star Wars Unlimited Sector Qualifier here in Denver. We're looking at Matt here on the left-hand side of your screen. Let's have a quick peek. There we go. I hit the wrong one. There we go. There's Matt. And I did not update Daniel. I'll do that later. We'll come back to the main screen for now. All right, starting out with a Pride.
Oh, he's got initiative. He's going to be able to claim initiative, so that's a great start.
Indeed.
Absolutely. In the initiative role, in the Allegiant General Pride meta is real important.
Yeah.
You see him actually.
He's going to Tarkin Town it. Yeah.
Ooh.
He's going to just get rid of it.
Very aggressive Tarkin Town, but I like it. I like it a lot.
So,
oops.
I mean, you don't want to take 4 damage from Pride on the gun.
Okay.
The biggest difference I see when we looked at their deck list was Matt's running 30% of his cards are 1 cost, and Daniel's running 34% of his cards are 2 cost. And it'd be interesting to see if that plays a difference in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. As a Quinlan player, I mean, I much prefer the Djangos that run all 2s because I have 2s. Ones that play under curve are really an issue.
Yeah.
I think actually in the mirror, though, I mean, the 5 extra health on Daniel's base is undoubtedly important. And also, he has a little bit more sturdy units on the low end. Just not as many of them.
That's a great point.
Then, let me just check something about. Both players have access to Pulse.
Yeah, I think we started to see a lot of EMP in various if you're playing yellow, you probably either have a couple EMPs in your main or in your sideboard. We've seen a lot of that over the course of the weekend.
I have written down 4 cards I really want to put in decks, and that is one of them, along with Guerrilla Soldier.
Guerrilla Soldier has been a hero.
Man, that thing has played so well.
Every time we've seen it, it's had a big impact. Easily one of the best comments coming out of JTL.
Sure. And one thing that's nice about Star Wars Unlimited that's not every game is there's commons that have just incredible power levels.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Guerrilla Soldier's power, Super Laser Tech is a common, and we're having the first TDR of the
TDR.
match.
This is our 9th TDR today, guys.
That's right. Take a shot, gentlemen.
Oh, my God. How much have you guys drank?
Oh, man. We're not drinking it. This is for the folks at home. But if they're maybe 9 shots in, you're done.
Yeah.
Like, you're done for the day.
Yep.
I thought you were from Texas. That's a Wisconsin level tolerance. If you're taking a shot every time you see a TDR doing this coverage.
He's not kidding. Those Wisconsinites take their drinking pretty serious.
All right. So Warjug gets the shield off the 7th fleet, but not able to tap it down.
Gonna EMP it and tap it down instead.
Oh,
Pulse.
Brutal.
Gonna just pulse
We're
it.
just talking about your card, Ian.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're just talking about your
there
card.
There it is. So many good vehicles now. So many good vehicles now. That card has so much utility and so many different matchups.
So he does get it to swing in for 3.
He gets in for 3 with, I think, the 7th Fleet Defender was able to swing in.
So, unfortunately, I mean, he fired the TDR off so early. It's just the flip turn. He can't cast the Juggernaut to kill the 2 units.
No, he
Right?
can't. He can't
he
this
needs,
turn.
He needs an IG 2000. IG 2000 is a huge swing in this
Yeah.
game if Matt has it.
I think if he had it, he would have played it already.
Could be.
Matt considering his options.
He's on the. He has the initiative. Yes, I forgot to move the marker. Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
they're using somebody else's initiative marker, so I was not seeing it correctly.
We got to get you guys a late night initiative marker.
Well, I've been meaning to go. So the laser gaming guys will do ones, where they'll put your logo on the back of it, and I keep meaning to go to them and get one done for my logo, and I simply haven't made the time. I've spent too much money on audiovisual gear to go order more tokens.
Don't forget shipping fees.
Late night. Yep, late night's been around since Destiny.
Nice.
The final Destiny worlds, both players were using a late night token for their power actions, and any late night member, if you recognize us at an event, we'll give you a free initiative token.
Very cool.
Nice.
Free.
Now, I'm going to do this because Ian loves this camera. Ian loves it when I show.
Oh yeah, you're gonna focus in on Matt.
Ian
the
loves
stress
it.
on his face.
Yeah,
right now
Ian
is
loves it when I
fantastic.
show the stress cam, as
Yeah,
we refer
stress
to it
cam.
here.
So I think
Matt
he
highly
probably does
focused.
not have IG 2000.
No.
No.
If he had IG 2000, this is a very easy decision.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever it is he's holding, he's very clearly having to work through the lines to figure this out.
And I did play Django. I think that there's also a pretty good chance he has more TDRs. That's probably what he's thinking about. Because
About just
firing one off that early is
going-
is
he's gonna sneak attack
He's
out
going
of
to
the
sneak the
war
jug
juggernaut.
in.
He snuck it out.
But Daniel's got full resources. He's
Yeah.
able to tap down that snuck jugger regionally. So this could be a body blow. He's only got the gorilla soldier left to take the tap downs. Daniel, very good play, I think, here deploys Django. Says, hey, exhaust my leader. And then see if you can get another one. Tempo on tempo matchups. These are both tempo decks for sure.
Very much so.
Are very much chess matches. So these can be very cerebral games. And you saw how much Matt thought about that decision there, and it's a lot on the line.
Runs the soldier into Django to exhaust him with his own leader, and then presumably Daniel will play something. I'm sure he's not going to leave those resources unspent. Here we go. Gorilla soldier.
And if he can play something ready, he's got a clear road, right? Because Matt Django cannot tap.
Correct.
him. He has to deploy before he can do it as leader.
Yep. So we go here, and then here. I'm assuming 3 to base? Nope, 3 to Django. Went straight to Django. Initiative change. Juggernaut going away. Matt burning a whole bunch of cards for that Juggernaut, not really getting any value out of it.
Anything out of
he
it.
TDR'd for it. He sneak attacked for it. Nothing much there.
He had to, but he did kill a P-38 and a 7 fleet. So
that's fair.
I think he did that to save 6 damage.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He did clear the space units out. That's not insignificant. He wasn't able to get any offensive value out of it. Let me correct my statement.
Right. All right. So 6 damage on Matt's Django.
Yep. Pretty clear Daniel's goal was to just get that opposing Django off the board quick as he can.
He's going to try to ping it dead.
Either that or he's going to smash the Gorilla Soldier into it just to get rid of it. Raider. Matt's not going to allow that to occur.
So if he's got TDR Devastator right now, if he can TDR the Devastator, that is huge.
I think he's only got a couple of cards in his hand. He's got a Juggernaut of his own.
Yep.
The Jug's pretty good.
Definitely clears Django out.
These are very interesting matches because there's very few opportunities to hit home because both leaders are so good at exhausting the other side's units. How many people we got watching live between the channels on Restream, Wes?
Restream says right around 1,000. Well, 1,100 if you add in Twitch.
Nice.
So we got 1,100 people watching Star Wars Unlimited live.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Yeah.
That's some
Welcome,
good,
everybody.
That's some good numbers for the game. Yep, thank you. Thanks for joining us on C Raptors channel. If you haven't
Absolutely.
given them a like to subscribe, I always am bad at asking people to like and subscribe, but you should absolutely do that.
I honestly,
support
I
these
hate
guys.
it. I'm one of these people on YouTube that I'm like, if I have to ask for it, I'm clearly not doing something right. That's the way I look at it.
Right.
But I'm also
Right.
old
But
school, so.
I'm happy to tell them to like and subscribe
Hey,
to your channel.
I appreciate it, and honestly think, I mean, hey, I'm in the same boat as you, man. Like I've been telling guys all weekend, like go check out Late Night, follow them. They obviously do a lot more content. Most of my Star Wars Unlimited content and time has been invested in trying to bring this level of tournament production to life. Right? I've done 2 PQs and a bunch of store showdowns. This is the first major event that we've really had in the States, other than maybe the Boston Invitational.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be here, and we've been able to pull it off. But it has been a long road to get here. Let me tell you.
Absolutely.
To the base.
Raider to tap down the War Juggernaut. If we're doing shameless plugs too, don't forget to check out the On the Button podcast
Oh, right.
on YouTube. That's Wes's
Well,
and I podcast.
And Trey.
And Trey.
3 of us do.
All about Star Wars Unlimited.
It's fairly new. We've just started. We started
2
messing around
episodes
with
in,
it for the
that's
last month or so. Yep. I was a Destiny player as well, so I knew some of the folks, that community coming into all this. A lot of overlap, but it's been great to see that the community is larger. Right, this community is bigger.
Ooh, Daniel's got a Devastator in his hand.
I still have 4 Destiny decks built, so maybe we can roll some bones.
I was so
We're
disgusted.
together.
No, I'd play. I was just so disgusted with FFG. I sold all of it. I was like, get out of my life. I'm so pissed.
And I've told this story on Late Night, but I actually didn't really want to like Star Wars Unlimited because I was still so salty
Same.
when they first started
Same.
talking about it. But they won me over. It's a great game, great design.
I cannot
And
disagree with you, sir. I cannot disagree.
They're responsive to feedback, which is important. I mean, if you didn't announce this, they did cut and change the prize tickets required for mats.
I did see that they had cut the mats down to 1,000. I would love to pick up the close the shield gate mat if I'm able to before we get out of here in a few hours, but I probably won't be able to.
I don't think there's any more side events going.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to get shut out of that stuff.
Out.
I do have 100 prize tickets to spend though. Woo, go get me a pack of cards.
Well, if anybody from Fantasy Flight is watching, one effect of doing coverage is you don't get to play. So maybe throw Wes a bone.
That'd be sweet.
He's worked hard for your game.
Ugh, it's been a weekend. All right. I'm trying to keep up with base damage here. Without being able to hear them following along is sometimes difficult.
You're doing great. And those are Laser Gaming Jumbo tokens. I recognize those.
Oh, I
shout
love
out
these
to
things.
Sarah. Sarah and all of that crew. They're big in Destiny as well. And great people to have part of the community. Across the pond.
Matt feels like he's on the back foot here, guys. I mean, the Raiders not a bad unit, but he's staring down a lot bigger stuff on his side, on the other side of the board.
Oh, absolutely.
The Raider, though, could take out.
Well,
it can now for sure.
He can now for sure if he goes into the next turn with initiative.
If you ran it,
but it doesn't look like Matt has spent any resources this round.
Yep. So that's actually the challenge, right? I mean, the initiative saves you a ton of damage, but you've done nothing this turn, and he needs to develop a board.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a good game.
Ooh,
well,
triple dark raid.
Talk about developing a board. Here we go.
We're 10 shots in now, boys.
Awooga, TDR alert, ladies and gentlemen.
You need a sound effect for
yeah,
that.
I'm going to make
Watch
one.
out.
I have his own.
Oh, don't tempt me. I do have a soundboard. So.
Well, the Devastator has many opportune targets here. Let's see what he decides to use it on. Probably, I mean, that's the easy answer is just knock out the opposing Devastator and be done with it.
The Juggernaut's only a 4/7 right now, or is it 5/7?
5 because he counts himself.
Yeah. I'm not great at math, but I know that 5 is less than 9.
Are you sure?
He needed that.
Let me do the math real quick.
Sorry, go ahead, Loopy.
I said he needed that Devastator bad, and he
He
got
really
it.
did. He really did. You know, we watched a Django on Django matchup earlier. I think our top 4, the top 4 match, and it felt sometimes like you're just rolling the TDR and hoping it does what you need it to do. Like I don't really know what else there is there. Like sometimes in this matchup it feels like it comes down to a little bit of, you pull the slot machine and hope it comes up aces. And I'm mixing metaphors there, but
I think we're
No, and I was talking about that is, I mean, when you're thinking about balance, I mean, it is kind of tough where in a lot of these mirrors, who TDR is better,
yeah.
makes a huge difference. And I mean, had he got a P38 there instead of a Devastator, I suppose actually P38 can get it too. But I mean, the variance in that 7 card.
I'm not exactly
scry.
I'm not exactly sure what's happening here.
I think he moved the indirect damage to base and then surprise strike with Devastator, and that gives him the victory. If my
Okay.
math-
I get it.
Again, somebody'd have to check my math.
Okay, we'll be 16, so it would be
Yeah.
4, 9, and 3 is 16. Yes,
Yeah.
that's correct.
So he took the game.
So if Devastator
Matt
puts
took
the
the
damage on
game.
the base and he yep, there it was. That's lethal. Okay. So Matt pulls out game 1 here with an amazing TDR play there at the very end. Look at that.
Yeah. Demonstrating a lot of skill navigating the matchup and then luck at the right time.
I think that's genuinely probably one of the most difficult things about Django is trying to figure out it, or just navigating the mirror in the sense of when your opponent pulls the lever on the slot machine and plays their own TDR, you don't know what's coming up. So you have an idea, you have an idea of the kinds of threats that he might land, but you don't know which one's going to roll up, and you have to have a different response necessary, possibly depending on the threat that you're talking about.
That's a whole different game if the vehicle he could have played is 7th Fleet Defender as opposed to a Devastator.
Yeah, completely.
100%.
And, probably the single most unfair thing in Star Wars right now is 6 damage to potentially represent, or 6 resources to represent 13 damage with the TDR Devastator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, both players are sideboarding.
Yep. Do we want to go look at
And-
sideboards, or do we want to just let them do their thing for a minute?
Well, I think we can go through. If you want to show up the matches, I can just see the board anyway. But I can tell you
Okay.
that there's probably only some, minor changes that you make because, I mean, both of these decks look pretty set for Django, in the main deck, which is why they're in the final.
Well, we'll have one more quick look at Matt's deck.
Matt subbed out 4 cards.
Okay.
Yep. And I bet he's bringing in the weenies with On the Doorstep.
You think so? I mean, there's a lot of high-end stuff in Daniel's
He
deck.
has a lot of one-drop cards, though.
He already has a lot of one-drop stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. And then Bazine is typically pretty good in the mirror.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
can see that for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe the what about Force Choke? No, I didn't see a lot.
First Stroke's in there for Han. First Stroke's in there for Han.
Okay, that
That's
makes
for Han
sense.
Yellow
No, that makes sense.
to-
That makes sense.
to take care of DJ.
All right. What about Daniel?
Oh,
If you're
that
Daniel,
is-
you think you bring in the
Loopy,
deck?
that is a great. I never even thought about that. That's a great point.
What?
Force choke takes Han, it takes DJ right off the board, gets you your resource back.
Exactly.
I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
so-
Yeah.
So my 4th pack of Twilight was a Django showcase. So I did play Django at one of the PQs last time. So
Yeah.
Nice.
and it's a pretty good deck. If I was playing today,
Nice.
I mean, I don't know if I would be on Django just because I have a little bit of hipster in me. And I'm associated with the Quillen deck, but there's no question to me if somebody asks me what to play, I tell them that they're hurting their odds if they don't play Django.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless you're showcase chasing. Like you have a leader that you really love and you want to try to get that showcase.
So I will take 1 second to do a shameless plug for my very first deck tech was Vader Green, and I do have a Vader 4.0. Here
Nice.
I think the Vader showcase from Denver went to a blue player that really did great.
We know that
I don't know if you
gentleman.
guys
He lives in Houston.
Yeah. He lives in Houston. His
He's
name
one
is
of our
Andrew.
locals. Yep.
Yeah.
Did
We
you-
tried
did
to
you
get
have
him
him on
on
stream, though?
we tried to get him on stream, but
Oh.
Andrew does not play on
He
stream.
doesn't. He won't play on camera if he has a way out.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Well, we're
have to
missing the
get-
game, so we
you
should
have
get
to
back
get
to the
Andrew
game.
on top cut to be able to get him on stream.
Yep.
All right, we're back on having to kill
Yeah.
time, so let's get here back to business.
All right, let's see here. So, no damage yet. 2 resource round. Crafty Smuggler is ready. There we go. Daniel uses his P-38 to exhaust the Zygarian on his first action of turn 2.
Yep. So this is a good start for Daniel. I mean, because he's going to be able to get some damage on base here. The ISB agent is going to be able to get the shield. I did not see which event he
I
revealed.
didn't
he went directly
either.
To Daniel.
It looked like Daring Raid.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me.
Okay, well, that means that Crafty Smuggler has a probably short lifespan going on here.
Could be.
Oh, then maybe it wasn't Daring
Well,
Raid.
he leaves a resource up, so maybe it was something else.
Must have been something else, yeah. Matt going a little wide here. Lots of 1-drops in Matt's deck. We were talking about that earlier in his match with Micah.
Yeah, and that's, you could look at it as kind of the American more Django or the European Django. I think the European Djangos from Milan ran a lot of 1-drops, or at least the winner did. Importantly, Daniel has initiative.
Okay, so he's going to attack into the Zygarian, kill it,
Kill it.
and then when the P-38 dies, the ping damage
Hang
is
on
going to go
to
to Credo
Credo.
and murder that.
Yep. It's pretty good value.
But great value out of that card.
Let's see how he does the indirect from the Zagarian, too, because the Zagarian does 2 when defeated indirect damage.
That
He's
also
got to put that on.
That's actually relevant because then that decides whether or not he's going to trigger. He's going to fire off Greedo.
Right.
Okay,
So
he's going
Daniel puts
throw it on the
1,
base
2.
and kill
Does he
Greedo.
put the 3rd on the Crafty.
Niente. That feels
no,
that hurts.
He took both the
Ooh.
base.
That hurts.
Went with the Greedo.
He fired off
lost a
Greedo. He fired off
Devastator.
Greedo and lost a Devastator off the top of his deck. That hurts.
The deck giveth,
And
the deck taketh away.
it does happen. We'll exhaust the Crafty with the ISB. Now come in with the 7th Fleet.
7th Fleet is a good card in the mirror because of that shield.
The
that he
shield.
puts on there.
One of the best games we caught.
Ooh, TDR.
Were you able to catch any of? Well, we'll talk about that later.
Number 11.
Yeah.
TDR, man, we are
We have
I need more tequila. Just bring the tequila. We'll just start slamming tequila shots every time they play one of these things.
Someone please bring back Wes from Denver, Texas. If you see a gentleman with all kinds of oversized big equipment,
just
in the gutter somewhere in Denver.
Yeah.
He needs help.
Just,
he needs
just,
help. And he's a great guy.
Just kill me, man. It's crazy.
Mrs. C Raptor. We'll make sure he gets
No, she'll leave me here. She'll be like, "You did this to yourself, you loser."
Yeah, and you can see the atmosphere. There's a lot of people checking out the epic conclusion live behind the players.
There was a really big crowd for that match you guys were calling with Steve and that Luke deck back in the quarterfinals.
I think a lot of people were rooting it on.
A lot of people were rooting for Steve. A lot of people really wanted to see Luke take that match down.
Yeah.
And we were trying, and we had 800 people watching live, and KTDOD is a great community. I don't know if you're there or not, but shout out to Stevie Getz.
Oh, for sure.
Not only does he go home with a Luke showcase, but showing the Green Blue Hero folks the way.
Going
What
high.
about Giovanni too? With
Yes,
Yoda?
with his
Oh,
Yoda.
that was so much fun.
We had him on stream yesterday. That is a very fun deck.
Yep.
So and for when the VODs come out on late night, I mean, we did have round 9 was Steve versus Giovanni, and that was probably my favorite match I've called, certainly in set 4.
That would have been fun to see
we
that
had some
game.
very-
Those two would have been a riot to watch.
I think we asked for it, but you beat us to it, Loopy.
Yeah, you guys were able to scoop that one out from under us, but that's cool. It happens.
Not my first rodeo,
Nope.
my friends, but here's the thing, technical difficulties or not, we want as many games as possible for the community.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we were able to Voltron up, at the end and combine forces on the better setup.
I agree.
Certainly,
I appreciate that.
With our waylay to Missouri of our actual equipment.
Indeed.
And while I'm
that's
on this
so
stream
terrible.
too, shout out to Jordan on
Yes.
guaranteed delivery.
We met
Guaranteed
him.
delivery.
Yeah.
Yep, there. But Jordan from Colorado Cantina Crew and Hunter and Jeff from Bothan Network are the heroes of the day for getting all of the second stream. But it's good having 2 tables, and we're probably going to have that. We're going to have that in Richmond. We're kind of doing a similar thing with McClunky.
I'm sure
Nice.
McClunky's in
We'll see
Richmond.
And we'll see what happens in Minneapolis because we'll be there. I mean, we did make a commitment to do both the sectors and the regionals because I wanted to have it. We did Gen Con last year, and it was just a shame having those great big tournaments. And heroically, Co Dameron,
I saw
got
some of his
like a little bit of
stream
a stream.
on during the day at Gen Con.
But it was a missed opportunity for the community. Those matches should have been, front and center out
I-
there. And
I don't
think that
disagree with you.
We're fixing some of that.
I don't disagree with you, but I like that he was making the effort.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Cohen. He helped me. He absolutely did the right thing. I'm saying from a systemic perspective, you don't want to have events like this and have no coverage. That
Right.
would be a shame. So glad you guys stepped up. Late night is doing what we can.
Yep. No good to me
Ooh,
dead.
nice.
That's a good one.
Poor Django. He's going to be taking a nap for a little while. This game a lot less, how do you say it? It's interesting, I'd say, than the first game. It feels like there's been so much back and forth
Yeah.
and board clearing and trading of units. And, yeah, like he's going to sneak in a Raider and it's going to get EMP'd, and so he's going to get nothing out of it.
Well, he's going to get the when defeated.
He will get the win defeated. That's fair.
Yeah. Ruthless Raider was actually late night spoiler before release. So
Very nice. Very nice.
It was there, so it's an okay unit. I've seen it played in a couple of decks.
A few decks here and there. All right, 2 more to base, 2 to Django. I got to say, the longer this match goes, the more I think it favors Daniel. He has a high, just looking at those lists, I think he has a better top end.
Yeah.
Right. Presuming that he brought in those Palpatines and he got such value out of them last match, I think he has to. I feel like that really gives him better legs in the longer game.
Yeah, pretty good pressure point right here as to whether Matt can find either a Devastator or a Ruthless Raider to finish off the leader this turn.
He's got 2 cards in his hand.
He lost a Devastator early.
He's missed.
too.
Yep, he's down 1 Raider and
Sure
1
did.
Devastator for sure.
Right. And did he cast TDR already? I think he TDR'd early
Okay.
as
Yeah,
well, so he's got 2 of those
TDR'd
left.
Looks
early.
like all
too.
he's got is a Guerrilla Soldier.
Well, that's actually pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Well, it's
All
a question.
things
It's a
considered.
question of where Daniel puts the damage. Looks like it's all going to the base.
It's gonna go
Yep.
Yeah, he's not going to let him get his Django.
Yep. Understandable. Daniel's going in for 6 of his own. Is that a War Jug? It is
Yep.
indeed.
All right, so now Matt claims, knowing that he can't afford to not have initiative
Yeah.
in the next round.
Big lead here for Matt.
Yeah. And has not used his base.
No, Tarkin Town's still available if he needs it. He probably will at some point. He used it very early last game, and it bought him. I mean, he obviously worked it into a win.
Yeah, he took care of the pride.
Yeah, that very early Terminal
and-
Pride just got rid of it.
And both of these players have been navigating Django with some consistency.
Yeah,
as
I
you
mean,
get to
yeah.
higher
You don't
tables,
make it to
so-
this. You don't make it to this level of the event without having played this match before. But as we were pointing out, everybody's.
Daniel-
Go ahead.
Yep. Pro move right now, looking through the discard,
Mhm.
actually seeing what he all has available.
Mhm. But that's the thing about this matchup is that there are a lot of really good cards available in these aspects. So no 2 Django mirrors are going to be quite alike, I think. There's always going to be some little difference.
Yeah, it's a pretty entertaining match in space usually.
Well, the War Juggernaut has been an interesting card out of this
So,
set because it's
Matt-
meant that you see more and more Django action in the ground arena, whereas before it was just almost exclusively space.
Yeah. And, it is. I mean, the War Juggernaut is just a huge, huge card. Devastator is just a huge, huge ad for Django. Really opened up a lot more strength into mid-range matchups that it did not have in the last set. Last set, the best thing it could do is Ruthless Raider, which was great. Ruthless Raider TDR is a great, great thing. And it's kind of disturbing that that's probably the 3rd best TDR target now.
Yeah.
All right, so what will befall Daniel? as Matt starts with initiative.
Yeah, Matt on the button here. Resourcing out to 7. Let's see what he does. Ian's favorite view, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The stress cam. Matt deep in thought. Tough match to navigate. Up a game. Playing for big stakes here.
Okay.
Good. I think that's good value there.
Yeah.
Get rid of the smash the gorilla soldier into Django. Get rid of him. Now you have a turn. You don't have to deal with any of his shenanigans at all.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, we
My
can't hear you when
apologies.
your microphone's over your head.
Sorry. My apologies.
Okay, so that's 4 damage to Django.
I am watching along to check the comments on late night, so I see what you're talking about with the stress cam.
Yeah.
Right there. I don't know that every player would love that, but that's something that's pretty cool.
I guarantee you that not every player loves it. I guarantee it. But Ian's one of his favorite
Oh,
things.
it's my favorite thing.
So here's the question I have: has anybody been flossing in the background?
Not
of
that
any of these cameras.
I mean, not that I've noticed.
Not that I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something. There's some hoodlums that are in this community. That's happened from time to time.
Daring Raid cleans out Django. So
Django.
we are Django-less for a little while at least, as it's Juggernaut action for Matt as well. Nope, wrong card. Sorry about that.
The nice part about a Django here is Django loses, and in this turn, all the Djangos died.
That's
So,
true.
For those that are holding something against Fet the Elder,
There were a
Has
whole.
Matt
Yeah,
used his has Matt used his Tarkin
He has
Town?
not.
That you got to take out that War Juggernaut then, right? Is that
There were a
enough?
whole lot of people in chat earlier very much rooting against Django. I think the community is almost united against seeing this deck ever again. They're kind of tired of it.
Yeah, he Tarkin down.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah,
Get
I
rid
would
of it,
too.
man. 2 from the Raider goes on to Matt's base. Only 3 health separate these two guys here in game 2. Matt with a small lead and a game lead, having claimed game 1 earlier.
yeah, and with the Tarkin Town, that means that Daniel probably should have initiative, right?
Yeah, he should.
I believe he does. They just haven't moved the token, which makes, of course, always makes it difficult for us.
And folks, I mean, these guys are what 15 hours into
This
Oh,
is
Star Wars.
Yeah,
Ruling in.
yeah. It's
But
these events are marathons.
Initiative token is both the rule is that there's supposed to be a and it also just is really helpful. So a lot of times it is the case that people get a little sloppy with passing the token back and forth, but it's
Yes.
a very good thing to get into the habit of doing. I know
Absolutely.
it'll be a mistake, but good players will pass initiative tokens. Good players will typically track life damage on a pad. And, if you want to have this level of results.
Yeah, Daniel absolutely on the button
does
there.
have initiative.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely on the
and he
button there.
gets 4.
Smashing the Raider into Matt's base. Matt able to respond with his own Juggernaut in the ground arena. Going to opt for
Bazine,
Bazine. Going to go attack Daniel's hand here.
What is in his hand?
Well, let's have a look.
Sneak attack,
Sneak
IG,
attack.
and a fleet.
Sneak attack, a 7th Fleet Defender, and an IG 2000.
So this is a tough decision. I don't know what Matt will do. You don't have to take a card with Bazine. You do not have to take a
You
card
don't.
with Bazine.
The IG is a problem because the IG could exhaust your Juggernaut and you won't get an act. You won't get to attack with it this round. It looks
let
like
him-
he
you let
opted.
him
To,
keep
yep,
him.
he let him keep everything.
Yeah.
I can tell you now that he's done it. That's what I would have done too. I would have let him have it, because you do not want him getting a TDR
True,
Yeah.
with
true.
this
With
board.
all those ready resources, that's a fair point.
If you don't have Pulse or a P38, I mean that could be Johnny Ballgame.
Yep. Matt has had such good luck with these droid missile platforms.
He's done really well
a good
with
unit.
them.
It's a great unit.
Thrawn likes that unit, but
Yep.
so does Django.
Yep.
Yeah, it is damage coming from the. So if they spread their indirect from that, I mean you can exhaust things.
New Boba likes that card too.
Yes.
Indirect Boba Red loves that card. All kinds of good things.
Boba burn, baby.
I've had fun watching that deck this weekend. I'm actually a little sad we weren't able to see one make it into the top 8 because I think that deck has a lot of good possibilities to it.
I'm surprised that nobody's made the meme of Elmo burning with a boba hat yet.
All right, Daniel taking his time, making sure he gets the right resource put into play.
Some chat going on in late night comments, but there is a competitive update coming on Wednesday, so we'll see what, if anything, happens.
Oh, they've been talking about it in my chat the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Everybody is just expecting Django to get the smash ban hammer.
Well, and they want TDR burn banned too.
Yep.
I mean,
That's the other
I'll be
one
honest.
everybody wants.
I've after this weekend, I've reached a point where I think I agree with them. That's just me. Like that's my opinion. One man's opinion.
So IG 2000 clears the droid ship. I think there should be one overwhelm that hits from that.
It does look like they missed the overwhelm. No, it went through. Yeah, they got it. I see it now.
Yeah, it's a good unit. That IG 2000 is a very good unit too.
Yeah, no, there's so many good new tools for Django in this set. It's kind of nutty.
And I think it's IG 88's ship.
Yes,
correct.
correct.
And that's a leader that doesn't get much play. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be synergy there. Yeah.
All right.
I think they did mark the overwhelm. All right, so 2 damage.
Now that's interesting. Did you see what happened there? He assigned the indirect damage from the Gorilla Soldier to himself. He placed it all on the Raider. Then the Raider dies. He puts 2 on the base and 2 to tap down the Juggernaut.
Nice.
Yep.
That card is just absolutely ridiculous how flexible it is.
Yeah, no, Gorilla Soldier is very good. And also, that's a very good thing with indirect.
Yes.
We had actually Stevie Getz in our top 8 match do a very heads-up play, killing a unit to turn on a loop hit and power it up from -3 to -6. And you absolutely can do that. Sometimes it is the right thing to kill your unit.
Yep. It certainly was there for the Raider. He got a lot of good value out of it, especially when he's having a hard time pushing base damage with this board state.
Yeah, and Daniel's been playing very, very well this match.
Absolutely.
The chat's going wild.
Smash
with nice play.
Smash that Juggernaut off the board. Yep, my chat's definitely loving. Every time we see a Gorilla Soldier, they're like, man, that card just keeps going up and up and up in everybody's estimation.
Right. And Bazinga. Bazinga is what you say when Bazine hits for 1.
Is that? I didn't know that. That's okay. That's good to know. It's important that I learn these things.
It is. That actually came from the finals of the Chicago PQ. My opponent was Boba Green, and he had all kinds of Bazines, but we determined
Boba's on the other side of the board. My
always
apologies.
Bazinga when it hits for 1.
Okay. All right, Matt retains the initiative. Or he grabs the initiative.
I think Boba got suspended right after our final.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, shout out to Jason.
My chat's asking, you can direct your own indirect damage to yourself. It depends on the card. Many of them are worded such that they say deal X indirect damage to a player, in which case, yes, you may choose yourself if that is an advantageous. 6 to base there from a Surprise Strike.
Surprise Strike's a pretty good card.
I've heard that before. 7 health remaining for Daniel.
It's an equalizer. What does Daniel have up his sleeves?
Matt not showing lethal.
I see the crowd in person gathering behind these players. TDC Jason is in my chat. That is the winner of the first Chicago PQ, and he says Bazinga.
There you go. Yep, he's in my chat too. Look at that. He's doing the same thing. He's just popping around.
Thank you, my friend. He did the Boba Green Masterclass not that long after. Good. One for posterity, but you know what? Boba is legal in Twin Suns.
That he is.
Going to sneak out a Ruthless Raider.
Ruthless Raider is trying to find a way to close the last little bits of damage here. He's going to tap down this Zacarian Starhopper, make Matt work for it. Can he answer the Ruthless Raider he can't answer the 4 damage that's going to happen, pretty much, of course, unless he can get 7 for lethal. But he needs to find a way to turn that. I don't think he can take the 4 attack from the Ruthless right now.
Matt looking at his hand, figuring out what his play's going to be. It's going to be another
There you
P38.
go.
He's
He
going to
got
be
it.
able to exhaust this Raider.
Huge have right there.
Yeah.
Huge
Yep.
have. But Bulba's going to be able to come in.
Yep.
Yeah.
A pump.
Free to Matt's base.
Man, what a tense match. 6 health remaining for Matt. 7 for Daniel.
Very, very close here.
Getting closer than this. And a whole bunch of stuff on the line.
Matt's got to be hoping. Matt, this is one of those weird moments where it's like if you're Matt, you're hoping and praying you can find a way. And well, we know Matt's going to 4, right? The Raiders going off the board this turn.
Well, I think that's exactly. Daniel's thinking about acclaiming.
Yep. I think I like
about-
this play. I think I like this play from Matt. Push as much damage as you can, knowing you're about to get hit for 2 more. And now a single surprise strike if you can't clear everything. Okay, so we're doing 2 to base, obviously, and he's going to knock off one of the P38s. Okay, there we go. He's going to deal 1 damage to Bubba on the way out the door.
Right, but Daniel has initiative.
But did he claim?
Remind myself.
No.
Yeah,
Did he?
Yeah, he claimed.
Okay, well, they haven't moved the bloody token. I can't see this stuff.
That's why he just resolved the Ruthless Raider and they moved on.
Okay.
I mean,
Devastator, 4 to base.
4 to base. That's it.
That's game.
We have
right.
game 3.
Game 3,
Game
ladies and
3
gentlemen.
decisive.
There
at
it
the
is.
Finals of the Denver sector.
Indeed.
I hope people are still watching. What's our total viewer count right now, Wes?
You pay more attention to this stuff than I do. You're probably up around, let's see, math is hard, yo. Probably about 1250 or so.
1250. Nice.
So
Good audience.
I'm from the basis of the community. I don't think that there's been a streamed event with that many total concurrent viewers. So
Well, I won't
that
complain.
Tells me that people care about this event, so that's good stuff.
Let's make it happen,
I
chat.
think, this is the team up at the end. Both channels did a lot of coverage of this event, and I very much have, enjoyed kind of getting to meet you guys and
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
kind of the quality of your work product, this week. And thanks for having me on for this final match.
Absolutely.
We're so jacked up right now. We're instead of sitting, we're standing
Yep.
up. Like I'm I'm rocking back and
Now
forth.
do you
Like, I
understand
can't
why
wait
one
to
of the
see.
taller chairs for this setup, man? This is why. I
no, I
didn't want to have to sit. I wanted to sit high. I wanted to sit like
I
counter
like
height.
a chair where my feet can hit the bottom, and a tall chair is definitely not that.
All right. Now Daniel's gone back to his sideboard here. I'm
We
wondering.
got double
or he's-
stress cams.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's obviously thinking about making some changes.
Making
Looks like
one
he's
card
going to swap
change.
out 1 card.
And oftentimes you sideboard between being on the play and being
Oh.
on the draw.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That's new to me.
That's
even.
new to me. This is my first TCG, so I'm learning so
Yeah.
much during this
And I
tournament.
think, man, have I ever played Destiny? You could sideboard, right? There were sideboard rules in Destiny.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if there's any
Correct.
too many of CCGs
I mean,
played that had sideboard
so-
rules.
So one potential example, I don't know what's going on, but Allegiant General Pride, that guy,
Right.
is much better with initiative than not.
That's
So
true.
sometimes you could consider whether you want Pride if you don't have initiative.
Yep. Fair
Or
point.
Yeah.
if you do have initiative and Pride's in your deck, you want Pride. I mean, basically all the time. So, yeah, always think about that. You are absolutely allowed to change your deck between game 2 and 3.
We talked about that earlier, right? Earlier in the match, yesterday. I don't know, it kind of blurs together after a
Yeah.
while. But I'm pretty sure yesterday we were talking about how, obviously, 3-game match. Usually, game 1 goes by, you make some sideboard changes, and then generally you don't see people sideboard between games 2 and 3. They've made the changes they want, but it is legal if you want to sideboard between 2 and 3. Totally permissible. Most people just don't seem to.
So, and another one, until the match starts here, you're allowed to sideboard in limited too. I had a limited championship where it was on set 1. It was actually just recently, but it was on set 1, and I ended up dumping my entire pool into my deck because the other guy had Vigilance and Thrawn, and he was running actually a mill strategy
Yeah.
limited. So you're allowed to just put all your cards in, there, anything.
Oh,
that's
so you
in your
just put
pool
all 10
from your
in so
draft.
that you had a 60-card deck.
Yeah, I think I put 10 of my 12 remaining cards into the deck, and I did. That was my favorite match, limited. Shout out to Jack Fitzgerald in Madison, Wisconsin. Young player. And I got over a deck that I probably shouldn't have done. He had a better deck than me, and I managed to squeak out a win to win the Misty Limited Championship.
That's awesome.
If anybody, since we have the reach we have, anybody wants to go to an event, Misty Mountain 1K is next weekend, April 12th. We'll have coverage of that there. And really hoping that store gets a PQ at some point.
Good
So far,
store?
they put them in Appleton, Wisconsin. It's a great store. BK, in fact, if you have Magic people around, they might know Bert BK. He did a couple of decks named Boat Brew and some other things. I didn't know he was a big deal in Magic, but it's owned by a card pro. And,
okay.
I mean, like this event, I mean, CCG tournaments are notorious for not really putting player comfort first.
Oh,
He'll
yeah.
always do luck for players. There'll be a break. He's not running players onto like how long you can hold your bladder for success. So I mean, it's good having stars that are like that. So
Yeah.
shout out to those guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It is Game 3 of the finals here at the Star Wars Unlimited Sector Qualifiers in Denver, and it is time. One of these men is going home a champion. One of them is going home slightly disappointed.
Oh, wow.
Wow, no turn one play out of Matt.
Play for Matt. Wow.
That was after the mulligan. All the one-drops in his deck and nothing to play.
And he's got the one drop.
Yeah.
He's got 15 one-drops, and he didn't have a single one.
Wow.
And this is good to say. I mean, people who say, I mean, very good CCG players can have very consistent success, but literally any deck can brick on anybody. I've bricked
yeah, for
Kylo
sure.
Red, which is almost impossible to do.
Oh, I know. I've done it too.
Wes is a big Kylo player.
Oh, there you go. I had a Kylo showcase, pulled out of the other set. So
Nice.
yeah, we got to get together. I don't know. We'll talk after about when we're debriefing about where else you guys are going to be. But
absolutely, we'll figure it out.
My favorite part about Star Wars Unlimited is the community.
Yeah, it's been really fantastic
Same.
this weekend. Meeting everybody. Everybody's been super friendly. It's really great so far.
Well,
absolutely.
All the Guerrilla Soldiers meeting all the Guerrilla Soldiers here in Game 3 so far. Excuse me, hit the mic. Django liking the Guerrilla Warfare. There we go. I thought we were missing a few damage.
Yeah.
I think Daniel's loving this start.
Yeah, Daniel's.
Sure.
I mean, if you're Daniel, you've got to love the fact that the guy starts 5 health behind you, and you've pushed more damage, and it's literally about to be turn 3. Like that's got to feel really good.
And we're on Django turn 2, right? Are we on 5 resources?
You are on 4 resources.
4.
This is the 4 resource turn.
Yep. Not quite yet.
Coming in with an IG.
Good enough. It's going to set up an interesting Tarkin Town decision. Whether he
Indeed.
wants to use it on that gorilla. What is Daniel's action? If he's got anything that can tap, he can sequence this with a card
Ooh,
first.
triple Dark Raid.
Oh,
Take a shot.
and now he's the one. He's the one shooting off an early TDR.
Awooga.
That's 12 now. That's 12 now.
Are you guys standing yet?
Ian is standing. I had to sit back down so I could run the stream deck. Only a P38.
Oh.
Wow. That's kind of a miss.
Sad trombone sounds.
Yeah. Wah, wah,
everybody-
wah, 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 wah,
We'll
wah.
be able to get the Gorilla Soldier down, though. Ping it.
Yeah.
Certainly not the card he was looking for. Functional. Not the worst, but not what he was looking for.
Not terrible. Doesn't IG only have 4 health, so he could run into IG, ping it, and get rid of the IG?
He could. He's also the other nice thing is that it's cheap and it's about to bounce back to his hand.
Yeah.
And it's a nice little simple one tap he'll have for later on if you can retain it for the Django flip turn or something, right? A lot of good options to hold on to it.
He's going to do it.
He's going to smash
He's
it.
going to clear the ID.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a good play.
Value for that.
Push 2 more to base. Yeah.
Playing conservative. Does he need anything for the 1 resource? Doesn't look like it.
Big early lead here for Daniel in this decisive Game 3.
And Matt will start with initiative on the Django flip turn. Tarkin Town is used as 16 health remaining on his base. Daniel has 24 on the more beefy. I think it's Catacombs of Caldera, looks like.
No, that's the Death Watch Hideout.
Deathwatch Hideout. Why is Django on a Death Watch hideout? I don't know. Maybe he's Mandalorian.
I don't know.
Got the armor.
But that's the base.
Does he have 20? Does he have 24 or 25 health left?
An ISB agent. Showing him a daring raid.
Does Daniel have 25
have-
health left?
Yes, he's 25. Oh, I've got it wrong. My apologies. I'll fix it in a minute. Yep.
All
I'm
right.
one off
So
there.
ISB agents taps down the crafty. So it'll be interesting how he runs this. He's going to run a
Sneak
sneak
attack.
attack ruthless, which is a great card right now.
Kill off the gorilla soldier.
Just keeps
And 2 to the base.
pinging away at his base this right now, and it's just paying off.
Great value. Yeah, no, sneak attack ruthless is going to be 4 damage. There's very, very few things that can stop it. Just bounce. Or
At this
comedy
point,
or
at this
something
point,
like that.
depending on what if Matt has an answer for it, could be 8 damage to base.
Yeah. You could get max value
We
out
know.
of it.
We know. I mean,
Oh, there he
he's
goes.
gonna. There you go. He's got
Yeah,
an
he
EMP.
pulsed it.
The pulse. The late night chat has people suggesting bringing back Boba as a response for the
Yeah,
battle.
I'm gonna go with no, please. I'm gonna go ahead and just say that a hard pass.
Might be engagement farming.
3.3 from the East German judge. Don't like this idea. No good to me dead on the deployed Django. Keeps him
So,
out of action for a
now
little
he-
while.
Now Daniel's Django is sleepy. I think that happened to Matt's last game.
It did. Daniel takes the initiative. Match Django deploys and puts 3 into the base. Presumably into the base. We'll see where he puts the token.
Yeah, no, He goes to base. You don't get into the finals by making weird attack decisions.
I'm
Django
just
needs to
I'm
go-
just saying that seems
We've seen it-
logical.
we've seen it
but,
a few
I
times,
mean,
though.
you know.
This weekend. But those people are not in the finals.
All right, 2 more to base from the Raider leaving the board.
And another thing too, with No Good to Me Dead, you've noticed both players now mark the token appropriately with
Yes.
a
Yeah.
reminder not
Yes.
to exhaust.
I've seen people do that a lot of different ways. Some people turn the unit full 180 degrees, and then when it's time to ready it, they just exhaust it, right?
Yeah.
It comes, to remind
Flip it
themselves.
upside down.
Either works. It gets the job done. But I like the reminder token. That's what they're there for.
But Django, though sleepy, is on the field, so he can
He is
He
game
can
text. Mm-hmm.
he can
Which is
exhaust
what we're
the
about
board,
to
but
see
he-
here, I think. Yep.
Gonna
No,
exhaust Django.
he's going to exhaust the other Django.
He's going to
with
exhaust the other
Crafty
Django
Smuggler.
by just running the Crafty Smuggler into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good play and an interesting play because you don't want to be the first person to like TDR Dev right now. You want to be the second person to TDR Dev right now. So maybe some.
Oh, and he open fired it.
high-level match-
Nice.
Oh, open fire
Great play.
hits the field, clearing the Django.
There it
Yeah.
is.
They're clear from taps.
Great play.
But he only has 3 resources left, so I wouldn't want to see a TDR here. It could be a sneak.
Okay. Just play
Ruthless
straight
hard
up
pass.
Ruthless Raider.
We see the judge staff, going through. How has SCG been? What a great TO.
Yeah.
mean,
oh,
they've
for
really
sure.
Oh,
Their
the judge staff has
has
been amazing.
Phenomenal.
Did they?
Yep.
Did, when the Raiders came in, did they do 2 to base? I must be off somewhere. Oh well.
All right, so what will it be?
Matt's on the button here.
Matt can likely exhaust either the P38 or the Django, but probably
mean,
not both.
Yeah. See what he does. He's got his own P38. He's going to kneel down the Django.
All right, so Daniel considers his option.
Yeah, I feel like they missed that 2 to base with the Raider play. I'm going to let them know real fast.
Yeah. Everybody at an event wants to have the result be absolutely correct. And the judge staff has to be gone. That was my instinct, too. P38 goes down, attacking into the Ruthless Raider, but being able to tap down the board. He's daring it. He's daring Matt, to do something or claim. He claims. So Daniel's got an opportunity here.
Oh, yeah.
to land
This
a
is
lot of
Big
damage.
spot.
Wow.
Big spot. If I have triple dark raid, I'm gonna pop it here.
Yeah, I think this is a very, very important part of this match right now. So Daniel's going to take a think. There is a longer timer in the
Okay,
top
Gorilla.
cut of an event
Mhm.
Star Wars Unlimited. You don't have to worry about time. You have to worry about, what your best line of play is. It goes with Gorilla Soldier, representing a possible 5 damage.
He's going to go. He's thinking about where to put 1 on the ISB. He's probably going to just go 1 to everything.
Yeah.
All right, what else does he have?
Yeah, I still feel like they missed that Raider damage, and I mean,
the chat say they're
let,
always on
well,
top of
and
that.
I said something. I mean, there's nothing else I can do about it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, how this works, this is, I think, pretty common in commentary, all of ours that we do. We typically have a line to the judge, and we say if there's a possible thing to have them look at it, but we don't have any, role. I mean, it's
The
their
problem is
responsibility.
they've both played a complete turn since that happened. I
Yeah.
guarantee you they don't remember.
No.
Right? I wouldn't remember sitting in that chair, but I'm 98% positive that they missed it.
They
So
both said the same thing. We don't remember. We're moving on.
yeah, and there's nothing else we can do. Like
Yeah.
this is at the end of the day, guys. This is the point we always make when we do matches on stream. The players on the table are responsible for the state of the game, right? The judges and everybody else can only do so much. So
And we're talking about this before, and this has been marathon matches for both people, but
Yeah.
this is one reason why you see players track on a life pad
Yes,
to the side. Because
correct.
I can guarantee you, if there's a judge call on it, the player that has a notated life pad that can explain exactly what happens,
Exactly.
so the damage on the face, is going to actually win that judge call
Yep.
if it's in dispute.
no, I'm almost chat's like I went back and looked. I was like, I believe you. I watched it happen. I'm confident they missed it, but again, we can't fix it. It's up to the. I mean, at this point, both players seem to just let it go.
Let's see if it even makes a difference.
It
though.
may not make a difference. Matt's on the button. Both players' decks not seeming to feed them kind of decent units, or they're just not trading many big punches. We haven't seen a Devastator yet. We haven't seen a War Juggernaut yet out of either deck in Game 3.
And we've seen one triple dark raid that hit a P30.
It hit a P38 Starfighter.
Yeah.
So it feels like
Yep.
both of these decks right now are kind
it
of
comes.
struggling. Now, this is big, whatever it is. Okay, it's a Raider.
Raider.
Okay, reasonable.
He just keeps pinging that Django.
Yeah, but can't kill it.
Yeah.
Can't kill it, which is very important right now because he's got all of these units. He just needs something
That
that
time,
spreads one
that
damage
time they
across
got the base
everything.
damage. There it was.
Yeah.
I mean, if it
All
ends up
right,
mattering,
so
Timothy, I'm
19
not sure what to
damage.
tell you. Go ahead, Loopy. Sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, 19 there's the Devastator coming down, and that does have the ability to spread a lot of damage.
Yeah,
He's gonna be able to
he's
clear
literally
the
gonna wipe the
board.
board because everything's got 1
Everything
HP
but
left
the
except
Raider.
that fresh Raider.
Yep, but that's going to actually be the end of Django, I imagine, for
Yeah.
Daniel. Because the Ruthless Raider is going to get its when defeated.
Well, he's got 2 when defeated triggers here to work with, so
Yeah.
he's got 3 direct damage
Yep.
to place.
And I like what they're doing right now, where he's actually just leaving the cards with the when defeated up and
Yeah.
deciding what to do
Yes.
one at a time.
I like this too until he thinks through it and says, like, okay, this one resolves here. Interesting. He's going to go to base with the Raider damage. Not sure I like this play, but that's what he's doing. Oh no, he
The
went to
Raider damage
Yeah.
Okay.
killed Django.
There we
It
go.
Does both.
okay, right, Derp. He's
Okay.
Derp. See, it's been a long day for everybody.
Yep. And the P38's damage is really kind of irrelevant because he can't tap down anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could have put it on that. I mean, almost certainly. Well, Daniel's got a decision here. Yeah. So, yeah, he claims. I mean, no one cost is worth taking 9 from Devastator. The Ruthless Raiders are going to
No.
slam into the Devastator
Yeah.
at the beginning of this. Almost certainly. Though there's other lines. I suppose there's another tap down.
Well,
I
you
mean,
could run
yeah.
the Raider into it and kill it.
The
Doing
chances
full-
of that Devastator attacking
Is
are
probably 0.
right
know
about
what-
the chances of snow in Texas.
You know what,
So-
Matt?
Whoa, it
well,
snows
hold
there
on.
all
It
the
snows
time,
in
bud.
Texas
We're on
all the
3
time.
straight years of snow.
I would say go to the Panhandle. Now I'll say this. You know what Matt really needs right now that we know is not in his deck? Commandeer, my friends.
Oh, yeah.
Commandeer.
That is play. You couldn't commandeer the.
Oh, it's too big.
It's
Wait, no,
transport and fighter
it's
only.
transport and fighter only.
Yeah,
oh,
you
it's a
can't get
capital ship.
ship.
Ah,
Think about
bummer.
it. A capital ship takes
No, I
lots
get
of
it.
people.
No, I get it. It makes sense. I'm just saying that would be a really fun card.
Yeah, he's got to run the Raider into Devastator.
Good
There's
call,
no
catch me
option
on that
there.
one though.
Yeah, and
Or he's Ted. Or it's over.
Commandeer's a great card. I was very excited with Commandeer for Quinlan, but it
Mm-hmm.
is actually pretty awkward into Django. I mean, it is not. It's very hard.
Is he
to
gonna
get,
play
like, full
something?
value. Yeah,
Okay, to ping it.
it's going to be a P38.
Okay.
So he's going to go 3 to. Would he go 3 to base?
No. He.
Oh, he played it. I'm an idiot. See, this is
to
what point.
ping
I take my eyes off the screen.
Yeah, he played
and I
the
miss
P38
things.
to ping the.
Got it.
So he takes
And exhaust
he takes
it.
his 2 damage while he can, and I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Down to.
It's a game of inches. It's a game of inches. And now, how much damage is on Matt's base?
It's got 18.
18
so he's
on.
down to 7.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. So 9 left. Yep. So actually, it only needs 7.
7 left.
And so the Devastator, he's in check. Devastator represents lethal.
Devastator's
Yeah.
lethal here.
Right now, the Ruthless can still kill the Devastator.
Yeah.
But even with the tap, I mean, Matt has to very carefully navigate this because if he leaves himself without a way to kill Devastator and Daniel has initiative, that's the end of this game.
Chat's correcting you, Ian. You're partly correct. Commandeer isn't specific types of vehicles, but it is specific
6 or more.
cost. It's
Cost,
6 or
okay.
less. So you were correct, just for the wrong reason.
Yeah. It could steal 1 capital ship then. A couple. 6 cost would get you Raider. Couple of
Radiant
capitals.
7.
Ooh.
Ooh,
There
that
we
is
go.
brutal.
That
Look
is
at this.
money.
We talked about that
Yeah,
and identified it there. So,
Yep.
just like John F. Tana
it's a
says,
money card.
I mean, great in the mirror right now. He's only got 2 damage available to him.
Yeah, he's
To soak.
at least 3 of this is going to the base, and he has to. I mean, as dire as it is, he's got to be considering putting all of it there, and he can't afford that. That's insane. But at least 3 of it's
Yep.
going, no matter what he does.
Yeah, and it also kind of puts him in. It's going to put him in check.
Yep.
That's a great play by Daniel.
I love this card. We keep seeing it this weekend, and almost every time it hits the board, it's an impactful play. And for some reason, it just doesn't seem like folks understand the value of Radiant 7 just yet in the game.
100%.
Yeah, Tower late night chat while we're doing this. Tower Nunn Brian is in the chat. He'll have a lot to say. We tried to actually get him on during the top cut, but all our matches went right to the end, so we
Yep.
weren't able to find time to interview. But yeah, shout out to Tower. Played a great match. I think Wu eliminated him in round 9.
Matt's going to
That
take
guy's pretty
initiative,
good
but
at
it
cards.
feels like this is already over. He's top decking, I think, just hoping and praying he can find an answer. An EMP is probably the only. What else would he have besides an EMP that would tap this thing down and keep him in the game a little longer?
P38.
Another P38 might do
P38.
it. Yeah.
There's a lot of things that can tap it down.
He's own
He's gotta worry
Devastator, that
about
kind of thing, yeah. But, I mean, goodness gracious.
whether Daniel has a Devastator is a very relevant question.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Devastator wins right here.
Chat saying Radiant's a $3 card on TCG Player. I'm like, exactly.
that's about
This
to
is my
go
point.
up.
Everybody's sleeping on this card. It's that good.
Anybody who's watched our stream over the weekend is going to buy
Yeah.
the card.
Yeah.
I plan on buying a pair. I only have 1, so I need another 2.
They're really good cards.
All right, so
He's got it.
we are
Oh.
to crunch time.
This
We
is
are to
it.
crunch
This
time.
is
This
this
is
is
it.
this has to be the last. I mean, Matt's going to have to pull a rabbit out of a hat to find a way out of this
Yep,
game.
he got the pulse.
He's got the EMP. That buys him time. 7th Fleet Defender.
Doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it right now. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
No,
Luke.
I don't think he's got anything here.
But I think you try to flood the board if you can.
He's only got
Yourself
3
tons of
cards.
options.
He still has 6 left, so he might
I think
be trying to
you're seeing a
bait out-
TDR here. Yep.
Oh, TDR.
We're going to go fishing.
What a great match here in the final of the Denver Sector
Yeah.
Qualifier.
Both these decks just slugging it out, right? Swinging heavyweight punches back and forth. Move, counter move. We can't see what he's holding. He's not. He's being very cagey not to show us.
I
I
lean
think.
like the screen's gonna help me. See
I
it.
know, right? I think I see a War Juggernaut. I think. I can't really tell.
Just get another camera back there for the hands.
Yeah, no problem. Yet another camera. All right, he's going with IG. I know you're kidding.
Mrs. Sea Raptor just took a.
Oh yeah, TDR. Everybody take a shot.
Oh, TDR.
Everybody take a shot.
TDR.
Oh.
13 today. We're gonna alcohol poison some people.
I
today.
think we've already alcohol poisoned a whole bunch of people today.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
from
just-
Wisconsin.
He's flooding
got
the
this.
board.
All right, we're going to trade. We're going to trade the IG for the Radiant. That at least holds back one single action lethal damage here. Going to answer with and got another Zygarian Starhopper.
All right, so Daniel claims, right? Yep.
I believe Daniel claimed there. They just did not pass the token over.
I'm shocked we made it out of that phase. That was really good play by Matt to survive that phase.
Just to even survive it. But I mean,
Yeah.
it feels like he's treading water and the tide is coming in.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is just. I
Three to
just
base.
can't imagine a world where he finds his way out of this. He's down to a single HP. He doesn't have it. There it is.
What a match. What a match. So we have Daniel winning the final.
Congrats to Daniel.
Indeed.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen.
His face doesn't show
Wow,
it, but
what is
I
this?
bet. Oh, there we go. There was the sigh.
He's finally, it's finally over.
It's finally
over.
Great job to him, man.
All right, let's try this one more time. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, there is your victor in the Star Wars Unlimited Sector Qualifier here in Denver. That would be Daniel, a native of coming all the way from Omaha, Nebraska, playing for, what do you think, like 15, 16 hours of Unlimited to get to this point? And there it is.
Probably the most uncomfortable chairs ever
Oh,
made
these
by
chairs
the
are
history of man.
chairs are brutally uncomfortable. This is awful. So yeah, this is bad.
And Cornhusker Nation goes wild. Climbing up, but what a great tournament. From
Well
Daniel
played.
and all the rest of the
all the
players.
field.
I mean,
Yep.
Top 8 was stacked.
Well played by everybody. Fantastic. There's that big old grin.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
There it is, Daniel.
There it is.
Show some emotion.
That's
right.
right.
now,
He's
baby.
got a champion Matt coming. He's got a champion top 8 champion Kylo Ren coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
lots of good
half
stuff.
as pretty as the Obi-Wan Kenobis, man, it's going to be a pretty card.
Chat mocking that nothing will happen next week because Django just lost. So since Django lost, Django lost. Obviously, Django's fine, right? It's
Django's fine,
we're
right?
totally
Yeah.
good here. No problem. All right, guys. Well, listen, it has been a very, very, very long couple of days. I have all these lovely microphones here for like on-site interviews and stuff. They haven't gotten used, and I'll be honest, I sort of don't care right now.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
We have the capability to have people in the booth and do interviews, and we haven't done it. So
Should we
I
try to see if
apologize.
Daniel wants to do it. You want to interview Daniel, maybe?
You know what? He probably doesn't want to talk to
there's-
anybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's Corey from Fantasy Flight right behind him there. So they sent OP staff. I think Ron Longy is in the house too.
Okay. Outstanding.
Corey's in the green.
Okay.
Corey's in the green.
Yeah, Corey's
The
guy
green
there.
flannel?
Great Pokemon player. He was a judge, for a long time. And
Okay.
he's, one of the people that work for Asmodee, so they sent some folks here. And I think
Outstanding.
that actually some of the adjustments they made with the prizing really were well received by the community, from my sense of it.
Awesome.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Well, guys, Loopy, I don't know about you, buddy. I want to hang this up. Are you good? You good for the day?
I am good. So
Okay.
shout out, nice to meet you, Winston Ian.
Yeah,
I mean,
nice
you
Nice
guys
to meet
are
you, sir.
All stars doing this level of coverage
Yeah,
all
thank you.
throughout, and I'm sure we'll be seeing each other around the Star Wars Unlimited community.
Yeah,
Let's hope
absolutely,
so. I
bud.
do appreciate it.
You hang in there, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Take care, my friend.
If you haven't subscribed to Sea Raptor channel, do so just right now. I mean, they need all of it.
Yeah.
Help them out, guys. Look, great coverage. We want to bring them back to another Star Wars event.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you guys so much.
All right, guys. So we are done.
Yeah.
We are done. I had
Well,
hoped to maybe
we're
do some
not
interviews
done.
or stuff. Okay,
We're not
no, we are done with this.
Because we have to now tear all this
Look,
crap down.
tear down is nothing compared
and
to setup.
Put it away.
But
Yeah.
yes, tear down. So,
It's a lot of
guys,
work.
for starters, thanks to everybody who hung out
Yeah.
with us all weekend,
All
whichever
day,
channel
yeah,
you
for
were on.
both days.
We do
Thank
appreciate
you guys
it.
so much. It means everything to us that
Yep.
you were out there watching. The fact that we got to 1,200 people during the finals is
You
absolutely
actually
amazing.
cracked 1,400 or the
1,400.
Yeah, we had
That is
across all
amazing.
the channels between us and Late Night and Twitch, we had a pretty
That
good
is
crowd.
awesome.
So a lot of folks watching. So
Yeah.
again, thanks for tuning this. And as the Late Night guys are saying in chat, they worked through tremendous adversity to get anything
Yeah.
off this weekend.
Hats
Huge
off
props
to them. For even
yes.
getting some coverage
Yes.
going. When your stuff is supposed to be shipped and is guaranteed and does not make it, we
Yeah.
won't say the company to bash them, but it's some, to throw something together and the
Yeah.
community to come together to make sure
Yep.
that we could get all this coverage is fantastic.
Yep, absolutely. So, guys, again, appreciate you being here. Thanks for the follows, the likes, the subscribes, whatever you did. We don't do any of that because we're busy streaming. We want to bring you guys coverage and not get hung up on the follows and stuff. But thanks for being here. Come join the community. I'm going to be doing more Star Wars Unlimited content as we go forward. Ian and I have a podcast we've created with our friend Trey. It's called On the Button. You should find it on almost any podcast thing you subscribe to. We have a little YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever. Go check that out. We're going to be doing those every other week for a while.
Yeah.
And then I've been streaming Unlimited out of the house, usually on Monday nights. And we're going to be branching into some Twin Suns soon.
Yes.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. I have the ability to put mics on 4 players around the table at home. So we're 100% going to be doing some Twin Suns around the table, and I hope you guys will come join us then. I do not know when my next big event, I know we're going to be 100% doing the Planetary Qualifier in Houston with this level of coverage in early June.
Yeah.
But between now and then, I do not have anything on the schedule. So we'll see, unless something crops up or I get invited to do something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
Hopefully you do, though.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I think the community wants this coverage.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what, I have an invitation to play some games over the internet with you because I'd love to actually jam some cards myself. I've been calling games all time, but
That'd be fun.
I'm actually kind of itching to play some SWU right now.
That'd be fun. That'd be cool. Awesome. Awesome.
Let's go.
All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. I got a whole bunch of gear to tear down. I got 4 Pelican cases to fill up with stuff, and I got to get it all to the airport in the morning where I've already paid United at least one of my – I've already paid United one of my limbs to take it home, okay? So, awesome. Great.
Wes's kidney is for sale.
Kidneys are for sale. I'm taking offers. Just give me a call. All right, guys. I will catch you later. Y'all have a great weekend. Peace. We'll see you. Go. Say
I was going to say they're slightly used.
They are slightly used kidneys.
Yeah.
After that many shots, because of all the TDRs, my kidneys are definitely slightly used.
Maybe wait like 72 hours.
Okay, all right. The kidneys will go on sale later this week.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. There we go. Kidneys
Give
on
them a
sale
week
later
to,
this week.
Recover.
All right, guys. Well, peace. We'll see you later on some other event. Take care.
Bye, guys.